All right. It says we're live. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna say we are live. I'm gonna pull up the stream, make sure it is. Um, let's see here. Yep, we're totally live. Okay. Let's talk about. Well, I guess first. Last week, season 2 ended, and there's been, some discourse, about it in general. Not very much news though. Not much in the way of news.
No.
They've talked about. I did see something that they're filming season 3 sooner than expected because of how popular season 2 was. I guess the season finale too got like a metric fuck ton of like engagement, like way more than they thought it was. So there's that. Walton Goggins is still having lots of fun. Everybody who's doing the show still likes the show, and we know that there's been some talk about the producers have basically said that some of basically what's his name? Cooper is going to be going to Colorado on his own, and Lucy and Maximus are probably going to be staying behind in Vegas and mucking about with the NCR, the Legion, and House. So it sounds like we're getting like Fallout New Vegas, Electric Boogaloo, and then we're getting Fallout Tactics, Electric Boogaloo. Seems to be the what's going on right now. And because that's about all the news that I think there is to discuss about the show, some people obviously, I guess we could talk about like fan perception, which is like some people like it, some people don't like it.
Yeah.
And there's varying degrees of, copium between those two positions. I'm probably somewhere in the middle, leaning more towards I liked it. I thought it had some problems, but overall, like I could turn it on and, get some popcorn and be like, oh, this is good. So
yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think bang on what you said. I could happily watch it, but knowing the games, knowing the stories, that's the annoying part. But other than that, I think it's quite solid.
It's not perfect, but for just like, an intro, I think part of the big problem with it is that like Fallout fans are just starved for a new story, and so there is Fallout 76, but the stories that are in Fallout 76 are very at least in my experience, they're not traditional Fallout like RPG stories with non-linear quests and stuff like that, where there are non-linear quests, but like I just played Burning Springs in 76, and I was expecting there to be a lot more nuance with what I could do. And pretty much I think the only decision that I ever made that mattered was there was the lady who was had to help me, like, that I was sent to go get so that she would help us like overthrow the Rust King. And I was like, okay. And then she was like, hey, I got to deal with this debt collector. So I just went and killed the debt collector because he seemed like a huge piece of shit. When I went back and told her, she was like, I didn't want you to kill the guy. Jesus Christ. So she didn't join, which good for her that she didn't, because the guy who sent me to go get her was a double agent. So I murdered the fuck out of him. And when I told the Rust King, now I'm going to kill you, he was like, no, you're not. I was like, why not? And he goes, because you're not allowed to yet. And so I was like, are you seriously? Come on, man. Like, I've been sitting here this whole time thinking about how I'm going to kill you, and you're just going to sit here and tell me no? I'm not, like, I can't even attack you. And I was like, all right, that's lame. That's a little lame.
I gave up on that expansion. I don't like it. I like the map.
I love the map. I put my new camp is in Burning Springs by the train station, that train yard.
Yeah.
And I just found a cliff near it, and I put a Dinky the Dinosaur up and the Atomic Wrangler, and I was like, all right, this is my base now.
Yeah, I liked the area, but my only issue is it's very empty. It's like You walk a few hundred meters, new location. There's nothing in between. It's just location, fake desert, location. And I took a few screenshots. I posted my story quite a bit ago, and it looked so good. Like the sky stuff going on. That's so cool.
I remember. Is it at night that it does that?
Yeah, it's like the
Borealis. Yeah, okay. So I thought that was just for the Christmas event that they were doing, because that's when I downloaded it and started playing it again. Was during the Christmas event, but I'm glad to know that that's not just a Christmas event thing, because that was part of the reason that I set my base up there. I was like, during the day at my base, I can get to see all the cool Fallout trains, because I love the that retro kind of atomic engine.
Yeah.
Design. Those are so cool to me. I love those. So I love being able to see that from my base. And there's a really popular event that happens right there anyways, like a headhunt.
Yeah.
Bounty hunter event, whatever.
I don't enjoy the headhunts.
Yeah, they're kind of,
they end too fast. Like
they do end too fast. Like, yeah, it's frustrating, because it's like, on one hand, they end too fast, but on the other hand, if you show up there and you're like one of the only people there, everything is extremely tanky.
Yeah, well,
but everything dies also instantaneously if you have more than like 4 players.
But by the time I've loaded into the area, it's over. I don't even I load in, boom, complete. Because I'm usually at my camp in the forest, because I've got a Nuka-Cola museum I've been working on for ages, and so I'm always there, adding stuff, working it, doing the nerdy loser stuff for the game. And I say, oh, headhunt, sure, why not? I need I forgot what you're doing for. It's like a quest or a challenge you do. I was like, right, I'll go do that. I load in. I don't even get the rewards, because by the time I've loaded in, it's about over, and everyone's like looting all the bodies. I'm like, sick, thanks. I don't even get a chance.
Right.
But that's because everyone has like those like flamer builds where you can just melt everything.
Is the flamer really good right now?
Yeah, the flamer's good. Well, they released a new like legendary version of it with this deal, with the expansion, and that I got it from an event at the Super Duper Mart and or Quest. I don't remember which one it was. And oh my, I've got a plasma caster build, and even with that, it was shredding people. But not Deathclaws for some reason. Deathclaws, I can't kill.
Yeah, Deathclaws are like mega tanks. Well, I shouldn't say they're mega tanks. Their bellies are still extremely I don't know. Deathclaws they're either for some reason really hard to kill, or they're like total pushovers, and there's really no in between.
Yeah,
I find that if I just shoot them in the leg, and then that just like they're done until I can shoot them in the belly, and then they're dead. Sorry, give me 1 second. I just got to take this. Been on antibiotics for the last couple days. It's something that was going on with my wrist, and they were like, well, just in case it isn't an infection, here's some antibiotics.
Take your time.
Okay. So, yeah, 76 is, I don't know, I enjoy 76, but it's definitely not a replacement for like a full like Fallout game with a totally fleshed out story. I'm hoping that Fallout, I don't even hate Fallout 4. I'm not its biggest fan, I think it has a lot of problems. It's a weird game. I still like it. I can still enjoy it. But I'm really, 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 really hoping that they will just contract somebody else to make a Fallout game in this interim, because they're like, they seem to still be in limbo with Elder Scrolls 6, and we know that like Fallout 5 is still like, it's not even something on the horizon yet. It's like still completely nebulous. So it's kind of all there is to talk about with it, is like, oh, well, what are they going to do next? Like, what's going to be there? So without any new stories going on for the games, like, I think people are looking at the Fallout show and they're just totally like a lot of people are just tearing it apart. Because I feel it's just because they're bored, which is fair.
Yeah.
Nothing else to do but talk about the show. So, and I don't blame people for having gripes. I certainly have my gripes. Some people do get a little unfair with it, or they talk about things. So I'm like, that has nothing to do with like the show, though. Like some people talk, like stuff about like Ella Purnell or whatever else, other films that they're in or movies, and they're like, and that's why I don't care.
Yeah.
But that's why today I figured, since we've already we spent 8 episodes dissecting the whole thing. I'm sure one of these, like, probably, I don't know, in the next month or so, I'll finally sit down, watch the whole thing consecutively, and maybe form like a pseudo final opinion where I'm happy with, what I think. I'm like, yep, I think that's a fair place to stop and say I have a fully formed opinion on it. But until then, I figured, well, since there's nothing on the horizon, why don't we talk about the past and talk about what the best Fallout game is, definitively, based on our completely objective opinions, which cannot be disputed. So there's still one Fallout game I haven't played, and that's Fallout Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah.
A long time ago, I made a promise to myself. I was like, I will never play this one. This one is allegedly dog ass, so I'm not going to play it. But now, I kind of feel like I have to. So, in the pursuit of that, I just started a tactics playthrough last week. And it's a weird one. Like, I've played Fallout 1 and 2, and I've played, obviously, all the new ones that have come out since, Fallout 3. And tactics it's really strange because it's like, it's still like Fallout 1 and 2, but this time it's like they try to do like a real-time thing, which I struggled with really hard at first. But there's lots of settings, so I was able to turn it into like you can turn turn-based on fully, so it's not like real-time combat. It's completely turn-based, and you can like have the AI speed up and stuff, so you can get stuff over with. So that's cool. And I just turned those on, and I wasn't enjoying the real-time combat. Way too much clicking for me, too much like management happening too fast for me to really fully enjoy. But I am having a lot of fun with that game. Something about the old isometric. Not isometric. The weird oblique. I forget what the programmer calls it. He's very obsessive about what type of view Fallout 1 and 2 used. Like, I forget. But I really enjoy those old Fallout games. They're a lot of fun. So it was cool to go back and play another game. Fallout Tactics also isn't an RPG like Fallout 1 and 2 are. It has like some RPG elements, but it's much more focused around just the combat aspects. And it knows that. Like, that's what it was trying to be. So there's some cool shit going on in there, and like the artwork for it is all really cool. The kind of like story element so far has been fun, and I'm excited to like really get into the meat and potatoes of Fallout Tactics. And it also makes me want to go back and pick my Fallout 1 playthrough back up, start that up again, and also like Fallout 2. Like, there's just playing Fallout Tactics kind of gave me that blast of the past where it's like, man, I really want to pick up those classic games again, start playing them.
Yeah, I downloaded Tactics the other day, but I haven't had a chance to actually play it. But because I got them all free through Epic Games for it was some Bethesda anniversary they were doing, and so I picked them up thinking, because they were free anyways. I'm not going to pass up anything free because I love free stuff. But
yeah, of course.
I've tried out the first and the second one. I wasn't a big fan of how they played, because obviously going from like the Fallout 4 type of games straight into isometric, like top down, almost top down at least. But I know what happens in the games. I know the lore. I know the story. I know what happens, and I love that stuff. But the gameplay wise, it's just not for me personally.
Right. No, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think it's totally fine to admit it's just not for you. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Some people get really hung up on that, where it's like if you say that you just don't enjoy like the top down like old school turn-based RPGs, people will be like, you're a fake fan, I can't fucking believe you. Like, dude, like 90% of Fallout fans started playing after 2008. Like, it's a very unrealistic expectation that every single one of those people is going to be a fan of, you know, those types of top-down games. Even like, you know, like even Baldur's Gate 3, one of the most successful games of, you know, the 2020s, top-down RPG, you know, like that isometric view. But even then, you know, there are still tons of people who are like, no, just not for me. So, you know, I understand why people aren't going to get into that. And like, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, especially because, you know, you already know what the story is. And both those games have fully canon endings where like everything is laid out. There's no ambiguity about what did or didn't happen in like the official retelling of those games. It took me a while to get into them at first, but once I started getting the flow for Fallout 1, I was like, oh shit, like this game's actually really cool. I fuck with this game a lot. This is awesome. I remember like during my first playthrough of Fallout 1, I ended up just becoming a murder hobo because I tried to go and do like the Junktown quests. And I went in there, I was trying to talk to somebody, and I tried doing like a skill check. I don't even remember what the skill check was. It was like a speech check, persuasion check. And I wasn't able to persuade the guy, and he ended up getting mad at me. So it started like this little shootout. And then one of his thugs came to try and kill me. Well, I had a stray shot. Is it Isaac? Whoever the companion is that has the 10mm SMG, he was with me. And he shot off a burst, and I think it hit somebody who was behind the thug, who was like just a completely neutral person. Something I don't remember what. I don't even know that's a thing that can happen. I don't remember exactly what happened, but somehow we roped in the just like some bystanders who had nothing to do with it. And before I knew it, I was trying to go with like the sheriff version of the quest, where I was going to help the sheriff get rid of all like the shady people. So get like, you know, bring law and order back to Junktown. I think his name is Gizmo. But anyways, I ended up just having to kill everybody because everybody turned on me. So Junktown in that playthrough became a total fucking ghost town. But I did get the Desert Eagle, and I did get a couple other really good guns. And so I went back to Shady Sands, and that's when Tandy disappeared. And then I went to go get Tandy from the cons, and once again, you know, they were like, well, how about you suck my dick? And I was like, all right, you know what? And I just started blasting, and somehow I managed to get out of there alive. Yeah, Fallout 1 was such an I was like, dude, this is one of the coolest fucking games I've ever played. And it, like, even though it's like Jesus Christ, it's almost 30 years old now, it still is so much fun to play. Fallout 1 is definitely like an S tier RPG to this day. Absolutely S tier. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten nearly as far in Fallout 2 as I have in Fallout 1, so there's still a lot for me to do in Fallout 2. Fallout Tactics, I've only been on like the first level or so. Cool stuff there, but we could talk more about the Bethesda era games.
Yeah.
Because we both obviously are going to have way more experience with that. And then once we finish talking about those, maybe we can, I don't know, compare and contrast some stuff from Fallout 1 and 2 with that. I don't know. So I'll let you start. Of the Bethesda era games, which there's been, I don't know, do we count Shelter? Is Shelter
I think we should count Shelter.
Is Shelter the most based Fallout game?
Or, I mean, Shelter Online is apparently really, really good compared to Shelter.
I didn't know there was a Shelter Online.
I think it's Chinese exclusive, but it's like there's like campaigns and it's like the biggest like crossover game ever. I might have to get a VPN and get it because it looks actually sick. But
that would actually be an awesome stream to do, is just play like Chinese Fallout game.
That would be sick actually. So let's start with Fallout 3, the one I have the least experience with, but I've got my opinions on.
All right, I'll let you start.
So with Fallout 3, I don't like the filter over the screen. Disgusting. I don't want to see
everything green.
Is
green. Yeah, everything is green.
That was the first thing I modded out when I got my PC. I'm not playing with that green filter.
No, I do that with every game. I get rid of the filter, including New Vegas. The fucking orange filter. Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm drowning in like Piss Mountain with all the fucking yellow filters in New Vegas. I always remove them if I can. But going back and trying to play New Vegas on console where I can't remove any of that, I'm always like, I load it up and I walk outside of Doc Mitchell's house and I look around like, no, I just can't.
No,
I can't anymore. The sky is like some weird like purplish color because of the blue and orange clashing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So 3, I like the story of 3. It was probably the one I was most hooked on lore-wise because there's so much to do. There's like, I really like Tenpenny. He's my standout character from the game. The DLCs, I don't think there's a single bad DLC in 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I'm
trying to think. I think they're all solid. None of them.
Operation Anchorage, Broken Steel, Mothership Zeta, Point Lookout.
And then what's the fifth one? There's a fifth one. It is. Oh my god.
Wait, I've got the discs behind me. Let me have a look.
Operation. Oh, the Pit. That's the
that's
one.
it.
I think the Pit was the second one. Dude, the Pit, unironically, one of the best Fallout DLCs there is. They fucking cooked with that one. I will hang my hat on that opinion. That is easily top 5. I would even say top 3 best Fallout DLCs is the Pit. It goes up there for me as one of. Well, you know what? I'll say top 5 because Point Lookout or not Point Lookout. What's the Fallout 4 one? Far Harbor.
Far Harbor, yeah.
Yeah, that's a go-to DLC. The Pit is so good with the RPG elements of being like very morally ambiguous, which Fallout 3 didn't really have very much moral ambiguity going on, right? A lot of the choices that you make as a character are usually either just like, this is the morally good thing or this is the morally evil thing.
Yeah, wasn't there like only like 2 endings for Fallout 3?
Yeah. Fallout 3, basically, the ending was based on your karma. And karma wasn't a system that Fallout 1 or 2 really had. They were, maybe they did, but I'm not, if they really leaned heavily into karma, I don't remember. But basically, the way that Fallout 3 decided your ending was it considered the karma that you had, and then like whether or not you were the one who turned on the purifier, and then whether or not you sided with I was gonna say Enclave, but not Enclave, just Eden. And you like shoot the FEV in there. But even then, even if you shoot the FEV in there, it doesn't seem like it does anything because Broken Steel just makes it like, oh yeah, the Aqua Pura is like awesome. I don't know if there is any consequence to putting the FEV in there, but I don't know. The last time I did it, I didn't really do anything with Broken Steel. So, Broken Steel is also, I don't want to say Broken Steel's weak because it is still cool, but it's much more of like if Fallout was a Call of Duty campaign.
Yeah. Well, it's too many explosions.
Yeah. It's like, and it's not like Operation Anchorage, I think, can get away with it because it's like, it's a simulation of a cool, it's just cool, you know?
Yeah.
It's a fun shoot 'em up thing to have in Fallout 3. and it just, the reason it exists is basically to just give you like this dungeon that is like the Battle of Anchorage propaganda to run through, shoot a whole bunch of Chinese soldiers, and then get a whole bunch of goodies afterwards, like the electrified sword, the winterized armor, the prototype Gauss rifle, or not the prototype, whatever the special Gauss rifle you get from that is. A bunch of cool goodies that you can get from Operation Anchorage, the winterized combat armor, just so many cool little things that you got out of it, but it wasn't like trying to be this grand epic thing, whereas like Broken Steel was like, this is gonna be the coolest big thing, and it's just Fallout, Call of Duty, really. And it doesn't help that the shooting in Fallout 3 is not very good. But other than that, I mean, I think Fallout 3 definitely struggles with the role-playing aspects of it, because like I said, it is, with the exception of the pit, because it is mostly just like, there's not really much moral ambiguity in Fallout 3, but the atmosphere of Fallout 3 is unmatched. There is no other game that has the same atmosphere that Fallout 3 has.
Yeah.
And that's, I would say the atmosphere is probably my favorite part of Fallout 3. I can't think of any other game that I play where I could like walk around for hours, just like finding these random locations in the middle of nowhere, nothing to do with anything else going on. They're just like these little spots that you find in the middle of the map, and you're like, oh, what's this? And just some shit going on that you would have never found if you weren't just like walking around enjoying the atmosphere. Fallout 3 is good for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of unmarked locations in 3, which is good, because I know there's like a whole like town, isn't there? And there's like cannibals if you go into the storm cellar.
Yeah.
And you won't find that if you just do a normal playthrough. You won't go anywhere near that, which is good. I like stuff like that.
There's I think there's some side quest somewhere that might lead to that, but again, like that side quest is something that you would have to start really going through to get to it, and it's also a side quest that you have to be like, no one will come up to you and tell you about it. You have to go and seek it out. So yeah. I think Fallout 3 did a nice job with allowing, like, giving the player agency over rewarding exploration, that you are rewarded for going out of your way to look for things, whereas I kind of feel like other later games just shove everything in your face. And that's not just a Bethesda thing, that's like a games across the board started doing this, where they were just like, we want you to see everything in our game, so we're going to push it all in your face, and even the things that are allegedly secrets, we're going to like, go look at this secret area. Ooh, then it's not a secret anymore because it's like right there in my face. So yeah, Fallout 3 is really cool for that, having lots of those little, like, genuinely secret areas. Even is it what is the place called? Not Sanctuary. Is it called Sanctuary?
What, in 4?
No, in 3, the Oasis. That's what it's called, Oasis.
Yeah. Oh, with Harold.
Yeah. Even like Oasis, super cool thing. And like 3 Dog does give you a hint about it. You know, he'll talk about it, like this lush green place to the north, whatever. But like still, Oasis is a cool ass area in Fallout 3. I love that. What would you say your favorite part of doing 3 was? Like, if you were to go back and play 3 today, what would you be most looking forwards to?
Ooh, that's a good question. Because I've never finished 3 personally, and obviously know what happens, but I like, if we're including DLCs, Point Lookout. Because that's creepy as anything, to me at least. Having to fight like inbred looking hillbillies,
swamp people. Yeah,
it's just funny. But if we're talking about the main game, I always head to Dunwich because I love like all the if you ever seen like Epic Nate's videos on it about the Dunwich horrors and Oh,
Yeah,
what's the name for
that's
it
like the
now?
cultist building that's in the
Yeah,
like southwest corner of the map.
yeah, I forgot the name of it. It's like a book series. It's all based on.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
There's that lady, I can't remember her name, but like she's like a missionary of sorts, and she's on a mission to like, spread the good word of the Lord or whatever. And part of her mission is to like find this book.
mm.
The It starts with a K. I can't remember the name of it, but
Cr-
basically it's got to be taken and destroyed in the altar that's
mm.
underneath the Dunwich building. Just that's one of those things in 3 that's just like kind of way out there, and I enjoy a lot. I think 3 did a really good job at capturing just like the strangeness of the wasteland.
Yeah,
And I'll admit, I don't think New Vegas captured it nearly as much. New Vegas had such a civilized world, um, and I know it's going to sound weird to say, but like New Vegas was a very grounded game. They weren't doing lots of wacky and out there things, whereas I think 3 managed to capture kind of the wackiness that Fallout 1 and 2 had a lot better than New Vegas did. And for that matter, I feel like 4, there's almost none of that like wackiness going on. There's some, but not near like Fallout 3, it was everywhere. The wackiness
yeah,
was just like they fully embraced it, and I love that.
yeah. Think of like the Wackers in 4. There's only 2 things I can think of, 3 things actually, which is really wacky, and I'm not sure how I feel about them. But so we have the obviously Dunwich Mines, or the quarry, which is
Right.
then you have the Cabot House because of the
Mhm.
helmet, and you have how all the mannequins are apparently alive, all
Yeah.
which I feel like they are to some extent, but
The mannequin thing is funny because so I think the mannequins being alive is less of a I think it's like an in joke about the mannequins from Skyrim. I don't know if how much you've played Skyrim before. But the mannequins in Skyrim are basically a whole bunch of NPCs that are like locked in their position, and you can just open their inventories and store equipment on them, and they'll
yeah,
just wear it, because that's how Bethesda NPCs work. They just put on whatever the highest, level gear you give them is, and then that's it. And so that's how the mannequins work. You put like the highest level gear you have on them, or you put gear on them, and whatever the highest level is, like has the best stats, they'll just put that on. And so they just use like NPCs that have their like poses locked. But because Bethesda games are so glitchy and buggy, occasionally the mannequins will like strike a pose or look at you for just like a split second before they like go back to what their like locked position is supposed to be. And there have been some nights where I was playing like I'd be playing Skyrim at like 3, 4 in the morning, and I would be just so tired, but I was trying to finish my house in the Hearthfire expansion, and I'd be putting armor on my mannequins, and out of the corner of my eye, I would see one of the mannequins like starting to do like a little shuffle or something, and it would freak me the fuck out. So the mannequins being alive is a and I think just a funny joke reference towards how many like just weird things Skyrim has, and I'm sure if they're like the armor mannequins in Fallout 4 work probably the exact same way.
yeah.
The Cabot House one is also really weird to me, and I want to hear what your opinion is on that first, because I think I sort of have like some opinions about that kind of thing, but I want to hear what yours is first, because mine isn't like a totally like I don't feel too strong on it one way or the other, so I want to hear what you have to say first.
Well, I think it's quite well written into the game itself. It's a very major plot point, even though it's not in the main story. Choosing to either kill him, keep him alive, or take the helmet, all have substantial like consequences. For example, if you let him go, he'll go around just killing a bunch of people, and you can find him multiple times just killing people. He's stood next to dead bodies, calling them like tainted and stuff like that. If you kill him without getting the vials of blood for Jack, the family will age, which I like that detail of. I feel like if there was no consequences to having this, like, it's a very powerful thing. They explain it's from some ancient Mayan ruin from 1870 something. He's the second oldest character I think you meet in the games, or third. I like it as they're stupid, but I don't mind it because they tie it in so well. If it was just like, oh, here's a random old man who has the powers to stay alive forever, and all because of this magical helmet, no.
Yeah, you're like, the game reminds you about the choice that you made with the quest.
Yeah,
that's like, cool.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, because that also happens. One of the things that I think is really unfair that people do with 3 is pretend that 3 doesn't pay attention to any of the choices that you make, when, like, that's just not the case. You know, like, 3 does a lot with paying attention to the types of choices you make in quests, but it's just not in your face about it. It's like, usually it's done through random encounters to remind you, and so not everybody sees them, especially if they're really only doing the main quest in 3, because 3's main quest is not that long or difficult. So if it's all you're doing, the amount of random encounters that you're gonna, experience is gonna be really slim. I guess I feel kind of iffy on the whole, like, I'm not sure that I enjoy when they explore a lot of the supernatural stuff in the Fallout games. I like its inclusion, that there is this, like, supernatural stuff, but I kind of feel like I prefer it when it's sort of like in the background and really vague. That it just kind of, I like that it's mysterious, and every time they kind of delve into it more and shave off those levels of those degrees of mystery, it just starts to feel a little more bland. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, as long as the way that they do it keeps the mystery of, like, what that is around it, I enjoy that. But I'm not always a fan of when Bethesda tries to get, or I guess you could say any game company that has this kind of, like, thing going on. I'm not always a fan of when they're like, dive into it, try to explain what's going on. Like, I don't need an explanation about why this, like, weird, strange relic works. I understand that it's, like, just a weird, what's the word that I'm looking for? Weird, like, supernatural object. And, you could just have fun with it like that. I don't feel like they need to explore explaining it. I'm not saying that they do that. To my understanding, they don't do that. Like, they don't dive into the mechanics of how it works. They just kind of show that how crazy the guy is, that he's just like a fucking maniac,
Well, Jack, his son, tries to explain to us, like, Jack doesn't know himself. All he knows is the blood, because he spent 200 years trying to find out this. That's why he's locked up in the Parsons Asylum. We don't know for a fact why it's happening, but all we know is, which is, I like how it's just don't know the real answer. The helmet makes his blood, like, and not that's all like an antidote to aging. He can just always be young and even get younger. But with the helmet, Jack doesn't notice, I don't think, because afterwards, when you find him in the random encounters, he kills people with just his mind. He just sort of, like, stands there and he just dropped dead and, like, sick. How's that happen then? But that's never explained, which I don't mind, because
yeah, I like that it's mysterious. It's just weird. I like how much weirdness there is in Fallout. It's just like, Fallout 1 had lots of that. Like, Fallout 1 had plenty of, like, weird mystery encounters, like the giant, and not all of them too are supposed to be, like, quote unquote canon. Like, there's the giant Godzilla footprint, and the Godzilla footprint is, like, just a fun reference, There's the TARDIS in Fallout 1. There's tons of fun little wacky things that Fallout 1 does, and they just make the game more enjoyable. So I have no problem with Fallout 4 getting a little silly with it, or like 76 getting a little silly with it. Even Fallout 3 gets a little silly with it. So I like that Bethesda doesn't treat it like it's this like super self-serious thing that they have to, be like, this is very serious stuff and we don't fuck around with these stupid weird stories. Like, I enjoy it. Get a little silly with it, make it fun. Was the Cabot House in any way connected to the Dunwich building? I can't remember if those two weird supernatural storylines were connected in any way.
So in 4 you have the quarry as well, which is, if you go to the bottom of it, there's the statue and I think they call it the Krempf knife.
Yes.
And there's like the pre-war flashbacks to where it's like being killed. I think it's like the same sort of like family of mystery. It's the same style as the statue. They're linked together, but it's not. That's sort of implied because of the the statue has like the same features as the helmet.
Okay.
But then the statue is also like all over the city as well of Boston. So I don't understand. I feel like it's just reuse assets, but it's like the same. Like, I forgot the name of it. What's it called? The books.
The Craig Navach or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupidly pronounced.
Do a little Google search.
Because they all begin with K's. I remember that. Let me have it.
Fallout 3 Dunwich building book. I'm sure this will. The Kriv Bekne.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Kriv Bekne. I'm fucking it up. Kriv Bekne. The Kriv Bekne. A sinister leather-bound tome found in the Point Lookout DLC.
Oh yeah, because you find it when doing the because that the spy
the
guy.
Dark Heart of Blackhall.
Oh, so Fallout Shelter Online has Lorenzo Cabot in the game, and he's like flying off. That is horrifying. It's like an animation. He's like levitating. That's like, oh, but the statue's behind him. I have to play Fallout Shelter Online. This looks insane. Why is he flying? I don't know. I'm just trying to find what the helmet's called, because oh, so he finds it in the Middle East, not the. I was thinking South America, but no.
Gotcha. I guess the Kriv Bekna is also supposed to be like a Necronomicon reference.
God, what? Oh, H.P. Lovecraft. That's it. That's what I've been looking for. Lovecraftian. That's the word.
Yeah. I don't mind that. I like that there's this like that Fallout has these like weird little wacky things going on in the background that it's willing to kind of explore and be like, just look at this weird wacky shit, and that's fine. I don't think I enjoy that. There's nothing wrong with that. Fallout 3 and 4 do that. Is there anything to do with that stuff in 70? Has 76 done anything with that? Okay.
Heavily. Like the most we've ever seen. So in do you know how, like, have you done the main quest? The Wastelanders quest?
I have only gotten to the point where like I joined the Brotherhood of let's see here. No, I'm at the point where I have to go get the nuclear bunker like key codes and stuff for the
Right.
Enclave.
So
for Morris or whatever his name is.
in the Wastelanders quests, you find that underneath the White Springs is like a Chinese like base, and in there is a creature. I forgot the name of the creature. Let me find it. This is like the most like 76 creature, because this is like the most like what's it called in? Let's put Lovecraft. That might come up. The Interloper. That's it. It's in the Lucky Hole Mine, which is next to the Chinese base.
Lucky Hole Mine Interloper.
It's like a breathing root.
Oh, what the hell?
There's many things like this.
Dude, this looks like a fucking Elden Ring villain. What the hell? Jesus Christ. It's like a Bloodborne character.
And they found there was a Mothman event or something. There's like more of these all around the place. So I don't know what they're doing with this, because it breathes when you're in game. You go to it, you can like, yeah, it's very like the full model. It's got legs and everything.
Yeah, there's like arms shooting out its back, and it's got like a bunch of roots, tentacle roots things shooting out of its face.
God knows what that is, but it's not Mothman related, at least. I hope they do like a boss fight with it. That could be cool. Then you have other Lovecraftian things as well.
I love when they do this like Lovecraft shit, but it's like really passive, you know? It's not like something that the game is actively being built around. It's just like this passive background thing. Where it's like you can connect stuff to it.
Yeah.
But it's not explicitly a part of the plot, you know? Like you could get on fine with Fallout with like all the Fallout lore, all that stuff, without ever having to even come across this stuff, and everything could work just fine. But this just adds like another layer to it, which is neat.
There's two more key like Lovecraftian things. The Smiling Man, which is a random encounter, which is directly based off. You might see it's like a photo of like a greyish skinned man, and he's like proper smiling.
The Smiling Man?
Yeah. And he literally just teleports away, like he vanishes into like a puff of smoke. And then, have you played the Gone Fishing update?
No, I haven't really done anything with fishing. I just log in every day to 76, and it's like, here, have some bait. I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'll ever do with this.
So in that, it introduces a character called the Fisherman, which is like a Fallout 3 Mirelurk King, but in 76. So he's like a humanoid sort of thing.
What's the name of it?
He's just called the Fisherman.
The Fisherman.
And he mind controls the other guy.
Oh yeah, he's like a lake lurk.
Yeah. So there's like a note on the barrel in front of him, and it has the photo of the interloper, and the Fisherman is serving the interloper, and he's like sort of like trying to control people around it. There's like a note. I want me to find it unless I log into it, but there's like a note where it's like the human fisherman, not the lake lurk one. He's like freaking out because he's like seeing these things, he's hearing these things, because the interlopers like took him over, and he's got like his face is all messed up because of it. So it's very heavily.
There's a lot of cryptid shit in 70s. 76 goes really hard with like the cryptid, creepypasta.
I think it goes a bit too much though.
Sometimes I feel like it becomes like the whole Mothman thing becomes like too central to what they're doing.
I liked the base ones when the game first came out, but now that adding Bigfoot soon,
I know I've seen so many people extremely hyped that Bigfoot is going to be in there. And like I said,
Pretty cool.
I don't mind when they do it, because it's like, it seems, as long as it's like a passive part of the game, it's not like something that you have to interact with to get, like, you know, it's not something you have to do to progress your character or to progress the story or to progress. It's just like this fun little thing that's off to the side where, like, if you complete it or you deal with it, then you can, like, you can benefit from it, right? Like, you can get more cool stuff out of it. But if you choose not to engage with it, like, it's no skin off your back. You know, like, you're not going to get in trouble or punished for, you know, not wanting to engage with the cryptid stuff, which I'm totally all for. I want to. I don't think that, to me, like, the cryptid stuff always just seemed like a fun little, it's not what Fallout is about. It's like this neat little thing. I'm glad that it's like a part of 76's identity, a part of West Virginia, like, culture and stuff, which is cool. And they lean into that a lot, but I like that they don't try and make it what the game is all about. You know, like, to my knowledge, there's not like a DLC that was released for 76 that's like, this is the cryptid update.
They have you have to kill a few cryptids to progress the story, but other than that, it's usually just event based. So you have like the sheep squatch. You just complete an event with people. You get that done. So I'm thinking Bigfoots could be like that.
Didn't Burning Springs also, like, create a cryptid hunter, like, vendor for you to talk to? In what's the highway town? Is it just called Highway Town? I can't remember.
It's just called Highway Town.
Okay, yeah. There's like a cryptid hunter in Highway Town. And again, honestly, if you kind of think of it, like, I kind of actually like the idea that, like, humanity wiped itself off the board so bad that, like, all of these things that were, like, just consider the periphery to the human mind, like something totally off the map, nobody paid attention to them, in the complete absence of humanity, just, like, you know, started sprawling. And then now that humanity's coming back on the surface, people are like, oh my god, look at all this weird shit. And then by the time of, like, Fallout 1, 60 years after the bombs fell, by that point in time, all the cryptids have been, like, hunted again. Like, people hunted the cryptids back into being, like, weird mythical creature and, like, legends and stuff. I think that's a fun way of looking at it, actually, and I don't find that to be particularly, like, lore breaking in any way. It's just fun. It doesn't take away anything from the game. I remember the first time I heard about all that stuff, I was always worried in my mind that I was like, oh, I don't know if I like that or not, because I feel like it adds this, I don't want it to take away from, like, the identity of Fallout, but it doesn't, so I'm fine. I don't think there's any reason to be upset about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's enjoyable, anyways. Like, like, you can find them out and about, and usually they won't attack you. Some just sort of like Mothman. There's like 6 different types of Mothman. There's like the green one, purple, red, blue, I want to say, and then there's like, there's too many of them, but some just sit on, like, cliff tops and just look at you. Yeah. Because I remember when the game first came out, someone said, like, Mothman will always be watching you, and I was terrified. I was like, is he watching me now? And then I finally once, I'm like, oh, I had the
he's just chilling.
Yeah, I had the purple one, which is the friendly one. It's just like, he gave me a little blessing, like, oh, sick, thanks. And I walked off. Yeah.
I enjoy too how much, like, because West Virginia is full of urban legends, right?
Yeah.
And I love that Fallout plays into all of those, like the Flatwoods creature, the, like, alien creature that's, like, walking around bagging people. That's just a fun, especially because, like, aliens just exist in the Fallout universe, you know, the Zetans.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that. I think it's fun, which is also, was Fallout 3 the game that, like, officially introduced aliens as, like, a canon part of the world?
Fallout 1 or 2 had an encounter where you found a crashed spaceship.
I do know that. But that also, like, Fallout has like the TARDIS and the Godzilla footprint, so it's kind of like, some of the random encounters there are a little weird. But I think Fallout 3 was the first, not the game that introduced the Zetans, but the first Fallout game that like fully recognized them as being like, no, aliens are real in this universe, like, and they exist, and they're like they've at least played some part in like the story of Fallout, even if it is some peripheral part.
3 gives us some insight into how long they've been around as well. They've been around since
the Samurai, right?
Yeah, Samurai.
Yeah,
I love that part of the DLC. How you can like meet,
Japan.
the cowboy and stuff.
Oh yeah, and that DLC also added in so much. Like the Samurai armor is just really cool. Like I can't remember. I think in my first playthrough, towards the end of it, I was just like, I remember I finished it and then I couldn't get the Samurai. I was like, man, I can't wait to finish this and get that Samurai armor, because that's like how Operation Anchorage worked, right? Like you finish a DLC, so you got all the goodies. So I finished I finished Mothership Zeta, and then I didn't get it. So I was like, well, what the hell? So I looked it up on the wiki, and it was like, yeah, if you want that, you have to kill the guy for it. Like, you have to murder him and, like, steal it off his corpse. So I was like, oh, shit. So I reloaded the save, and I was like, I'm sorry, dude. You're cool and all, but I want that armor. So I just murdered him and then went about my business, saved the day again, just without him. I think that adds in the samurai sword too, right? Like, it's not called a katana in Fallout 3, it's just the samurai sword or something.
Yeah.
I know, like, in GRA for New Vegas, there's just the katana, and it's not, it's just like a unique weapon. Well, it's not a unique weapon because you can mod it, and I think you can buy it in multiple instances. It's just a new weapon type that's added to the game, which is neat. And there's like 3 mods. I think there's like a blade mod, a grip mod, and a scabbard mod. That's a cool weapon for New Vegas. But yeah, Fallout 3 Mothership Zeta is a fun DLC. The cryptids in 76 are really cool. I'm trying to think of, like, is there anything in Fallout 4 that really jumps out to me on, like, the whole, like, well, we talked about the, like, Cabot House and stuff. I feel like the Cabot House stuff isn't, like, it's fine. I don't particularly feel strongly one way or the other about it. But do they do anything else? Because I kind of feel like the Cabot House, of all the, like, supernatural things that Fallout has explored, at least since Bethesda took over, include I'm not even supernatural, but just like really out there wacky stuff like the aliens. I kind of feel like the Cabot House is one of the weaker parts of that. I feel like it's among the least interesting of those stories.
I don't actually know if Fallout does anything like more than that. I can't think of anything on top of my head. I'll check quickly. It's because Fallout 4, it has, obviously, you get to meet the Zetan, you get to shoot in the head, which is quite cool. But weird, the word weird isn't standing out to me.
Yeah, Fallout 4 doesn't. Fallout 4, now that I'm thinking about it, Fallout 4 doesn't really ever get silly with it. Fallout 3 got silly with it. 76 got really silly with it. Yeah, I kind of feel like Fallout 4 to me, and I don't know how many other people feel like this as well. Fallout 4 to me just feels like Fallout the crafting one. Like, it's the crafting Fallout. That's the one where you just run around, you're a murder hobo, you grab all the junk, you bring it back, and you just dismantle everything and build weapons and armor with it. And that's just like what Fallout 4 is. And the story is completely peripheral to the main objective, which is to gather as much junk as you can. I guess 76 is kind of like that too, but at least it's like an MMO. So
yeah.
76 is, is this still an unpopular opinion? I actually like 76.
Especially recently, I think they've done a really good job with the game. The first, obviously, I said this in a previous one. I bought the Power Armor edition, and I felt like it was such a waste of money because the first, until Wastelanders came out about 2 years after, I didn't really have any content to play with. I'd done the story, launched the nuke, killed the Scorched Beast Queen, and that was it. I didn't really have any content until.
Was there any were there raids in the game at that point?
Raids were, I think, last year or the late year before.
Okay, so raids are like a fairly new addition to.
Yeah, I think they came out just after Skyline Valley or just before, one or the other. Skyline Valley was really good. I really enjoyed the vault stuff in that, but the enemies were. I have like a one-shot plasma caster build, and these like ghoulified electric people were just taking about 5 or 6 shots.
Damn.
And that was the most annoying part because obviously I'm a little lore geek. I go around, I read the terminals. I'm like, wow, this is cool. But when I'm trying to read stuff and people are smacking me and they will kill me in like 2-3 hits, I don't want to have to wear power armor because my build is like I'm weak as anything, but I don't have any like auto stim-pack stuff on, so I just sort of like cripple.
I do think that's kind of probably the biggest weakness for me with the newer Fallout games is that power are like in Fallout 1, 2, 3, and New Vegas, power armor felt like it was a part of a build, where it was like it was something optional. If you wanted a heavy armor character, it's what you got. It gave you a special bonus, and special back then was like it actually mattered for your stats. And now I feel like special, they've definitely watered down the like leveling mechanics in Fallout, especially with I would say Fallout 3 and New Vegas, especially like Fallout New Vegas having the traits. I was like I would say Fallout New Vegas has my favorite leveling system. I think it's pretty fair too. Skills every level, one perk every other level, and then you have 50 levels, so you get 25 perks, 50 chances to upgrade all your skills, and like, if you play your cards right, that's enough levels where you can literally hit like max level and everything by 40 if you're like really metagaming. But it's enough that like you can role play a character really well and still have a pretty powerful character by the end of it, whether it's a melee build, an energy weapons build, a guns build, like an like whatever type of character you want to do, it's robust enough to accommodate all of that. Even if like guns are, for the most part, I would say guns in Fallout New Vegas are probably the best way to go. They're the most well-rounded group. They have maybe, I don't know, I haven't really done an energy weapons build in any of the Fallout games, but maybe I should. Maybe that's what I'll do next.
I did one in New Vegas after I robbed the Silver Rush. And
there you go.
And I gotta say, it carried me through the game. Without those, because it was like my first like time doing like a proper run through without, because I was just doing it as fast as I can, see what's going on. I used the recharger rifle, and I used the I used the laser one as well, the laser rifle as well, and in VATS as well, it just melt people.
Laser energy weapons I know are really, so I know they have an interesting history, right? So in Fallout 1, and Tim Kaine even admits this, energy weapons were kind of problematic because they were all really powerful, but only if you spec'd into them, and you had to spec into them to get them to that like super powerful point, get like, have high skill with them so that you could hit your shots and have high luck so you could hit your crits and stuff like that. And you needed a lot of AP points, and I forget, I think agility is still the one that gave you action points in that one. So you needed to build around them, but the problem was that most energy weapons showed up way too late in the game, that if you spec'd into them at the start, you wouldn't have the ability to really use anything good during the first half of the game. So, but what that meant was you kind of had to bank on the idea that you would find something good enough to carry you until you started getting good energy weapons. I think Fallout 2 attempted to fix that, but I'm not well versed enough with Fallout 2 to know if they actually did address this problem, because Tim Kaine will be like one of the biggest issues with their sandbox balancing was that energy weapons, while powerful, were basically useless because of how late they were introduced in the game, and they didn't really have a chance to kind of rebalance the sandbox around that. And obviously, if you don't spec into them, they're not very good. I think that Fallout 3 and New Vegas largely fixed this by having by giving you like laser pistols pretty early on in both, and I think Fallout 3 and New Vegas did a really good job of. I think it's fair to say for all the different weapon types, 3 and New Vegas, maybe 3 a little less so, because 3 also maintained big guns. And that split the sandbox up into 2, which I'm still not. Big guns I feel like I just never used big guns in Fallout 3. I never spec'd into them. I never bothered using them. And even in Tale of Two Wastelands, they just get rid of big guns too. They just run it like it's New Vegas. Because there's only like a few types of big guns, right? There's the minigun, there's the laser minigun. That might even, like, the laser minigun might even just be a straight up energy weapon in Fallout 3. I don't remember what that was affected by. I don't know. Fallout 3 was weird with that, but I think New Vegas did a really good job of making sure that you had access to every different type of weapon at virtually the start of the game to ensure that no matter what type of weapon you wanted to spec into, you had the opportunity to use it. And I think the trade-off that it was making, in like Fallout 1, the trade-off that you made was that you're not going to have anything useful until the late game. Whereas in 3 and New Vegas, the trade-off is that ammo for those weapons is much more scarce. So it's powerful, and you can get your hands on it when you start the game, but you're going to be playing with a weapon that you have to use much more tactically. And especially in Fallout 3, where ammo and weapons are in such low supply, and there is it's very difficult to get super rich in Fallout 3. Like you have to, really watch your caps, watch your spending, stuff like that, and you really have to be like scavenging for random junk, like min-maxing the type of stuff that you're picking up to go drop off at vendors. It's a very conscious consideration you have to make in Fallout 3 if you want to make sure that you have a constant supply of caps. In Fallout New Vegas, it's not really an issue because caps are you can get rich by like the end of the first act, or just in the first act for that matter. It's not difficult. You can just clean, if you know how to play Caravan, you can just clean them out in Caravan. Vendors that are in high enough amounts that you can just sell so much shit to vendors, and they'll give you a good price for stuff. And New Vegas's economy is like way better than Fallout 3's. What better in terms of like there's much more money moving around in the Mojave Wasteland, which makes sense because it's a developed civilization, whereas Fallout 3 is like just a lot of murder hobos and a lot of people barely scraping by in like junk towns. So I like that they make energy weapons a weapon type which powerful, but you had to be tactical with it in the early game. But if you spec'd into it, you were tactical. You made sure to know, and you have the recharger rifles in New Vegas, which you can get those pretty early on, can't you? I think even Chet sells a recharger rifle, does he not? Or like a recharger pistol?
Yeah, they're sold at quite low levels, so you can pretty much get one.
Yeah. So I guess you could argue that you know, like there is a type of holdout weapon for even if you completely run out of ammo for an energy weapon. If you carry a recharger rifle on you, you'll always have some kind of backup.
Exactly. That's
So-
what got me through the Battle of Hoover Dam.
Interesting.
Because I was stupid and didn't get any ammo before it.
I was I've been thinking about this. Once I finish this, so the character that I'm doing in New Vegas right now is a melee explosives character. And I'm only using those two types of weapons. If it's not affected by the explosives or melee stat, I just don't use it. I think maybe like unarmed. I think I can use unarmed because it's unarmed is essentially a form of melee. But like no guns, no energy weapons, nothing like that. It has to be melee / unarmed or an explosive. And that's really because I've always done gun playthroughs in New Vegas because there's so many guns, there's so much ammo. It's not really that difficult to maintain a gun, especially because jury rigging is just like, number one, the repair types in New Vegas are so plentiful. Like any lever action rifle, I think, can repair any other lever action rifle. Like that kind of deal. I think like 9mm pistols can be repaired with .45 pistols. It's not difficult to repair stuff in Fallout, New Vegas, regardless of weapon repair kits or anything like that. But even if you upgrade the repair skill to like 90 or whatever you need for the jury rigging perk, like jury rigging is so goated. It's impossible to break a weapon in New Vegas unless you're literally not paying attention to it in the slightest. So I never really had to use melee or explosives, and I especially never really bothered with explosives because at low level, explosives suck. If you try to use frag grenades with like 0 explosives or like 3 explosive skill or whatever like the baseline is, you suck with them. They're like they actually just suck. So, but now, you know, like in that playthrough, I have 100 explosives. I'm just like chucking frag grenades like a fucking, you know, like an Olympic athlete, just like killing so much stuff. It's really fun. The explosives melee build is just like, it is such a fun way to play. And now I really want to play with energy weapons because I kind of want to go back to using the ranged stuff, but I don't want to go back to just using guns, so I might just do an energy weapons exclusive playthrough or like an energy weapon / melee playthrough, and maybe the restriction I'll put there is I'm only allowed to use melee weapons which are based off of some kind of energy weapon, like the thermic lance or the proton inversal axe or whatever it's called, the proton axe from like Old World Blues.
Yeah.
I guess that also. What is your favorite? We talked about DLCs a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
What would you say your favorite DLC is from like
Nuka World?
Nuka World.
Yep. It's very controversial, but
It is. Wow. Yeah, that's a hot take.
I'm obsessed with Nuka-Cola, right? My desk. If I could show you my desk now, I would.
I saw your post with the you have that is it the was it the Corsair mic? Is that the brand Corsair that did the Nuka-Cola mic?
Yeah, I bought the mic stand and the microphone. And
that looks cool as shit, by the way. Like, unironically,
so cool.
that's just a cool thing for a desk setup to have.
Yeah, I've got the Ducky keyboard. I've got. I'm gonna get the massive like sign as well for it, the LED one. It's gonna be awesome. But when it was COVID, I didn't own all the DLCs until COVID. I was like, you know what, I need something to do because I'm home for like 6 months. I thought it was like 2 months, but so I played through it. And I don't know what it is. It's the atmosphere to me. The fact that I'm in like an irradiated like theme park, and I know it like the back of my hand now. I can find all the star cores. I can do the cappies. I can do all the quests pretty much without a map or anything. But if I'm gonna have to say story wise, my favorite, because I've just finished New Vegas on my modded playthrough. My favorite one of that was Honest Hearts. So taking all the bias
Story-wise?
away, yeah, story-wise, I think it's Honest
Okay.
Hearts or Lonesome Road. I really like Lonesome Road because the fact that Ulysses is like a courier, as like along, and like it tells us a bit more about Courier 6 than we sort of know. Like we know he was sent with the chip and all that, but Ulysses sort of tells us it was sort of like a suicide mission for Courier 6. I like that stuff. Story-wise, I think that's my favorite one.
I also like the way that I should add. I just want to add in that I remember around the time that Fallout 4 came out, there was a lot more discourse around Lonesome Road, and it had to do with the fact that like it's a lot of people felt like Ulysses was that Lonesome Road added on all this story about the courier that made them feel like it was delegitimizing the story they made for their character.
Yeah.
But I just want to say the way that the writers did it, they crafted Ulysses' narrative in such a way that it's like you have as a character, like your character has so much plausible deniability, and they give you the options to be like, dude, that wasn't me, man. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And the way that Ulysses sets you up for it, he recognized your name on the log sheet. So it's possible that he just got you confused with somebody else. And it's like, that's just one of those things that it's like, it's ambiguous enough that you can believe it if you want to, you cannot believe it if you want to, you can set your personal character up for that or not. I love the way, like the plausible deniability that they set up for that DLC, because it allows you to play into it if you really want to and make it a part of your character's past. But if you don't want that to be a part of your character's past, it doesn't have to be in the slightest. And I love when the developers think about that kind of thing, when they're like, the player should have agency in the background of their character. So let's not just force this on them. Let's let them decide if they want that to be a part of their character. I think that's something that Lonesome Road navigates really well, but it still makes Ulysses like Ulysses is obviously a very flawed character, intentionally. I'm not saying he's a bad character, but he's a very flawed character, and I think they. Hot take, I like Ulysses. I know so many people fucking hate Ulysses.
I like his character as well.
Yeah, I love Ulysses. I remember when I like the very first time I beat Lonesome Road, I used the speech checks to get him to come down, but I loved being able to just talk to him about like the history of his tribe, of the Legion, of like just stuff like that. And I know people like hate the way he talks and how grovelly his voice is, but I love Ulysses. I think he's a fucking phenomenal addition to New Vegas that adds a lot of depth to the surrounding world. And the way he's added into literally every DLC, like he's foreshadowing every DLC. Every DLC you do, he's in there somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I absolutely love that Ulysses sort of becomes he becomes the main antagonist of the game in a way, when you consider the fact that it was pretty much his actions that set forth everything that would happen in New Vegas. The things that he does are the reasons that everything in New Vegas happens. He is the main antagonist, like, because you could argue that there is no main antagonist, right? Caesar isn't. If you side with the Legion, Caesar's not the main antagonist. If you side with House isn't the main antagonist. If you side with the NCR, Kimball, or General Oliver is not the main antagonist. It's like, so, but Ulysses, no matter whom you side with, he is the primary antagonist that you are kind of like. Everything that you're doing in the base game is you in some way or another trying to sort out the mess that Ulysses created during his time with the Legion. And even Honest Hearts, which I would say is maybe the most, or arguably it's one of the most, well, I guess you could say Dead Money is probably the most separated, but Elijah is only at the Sierra Madre because Ulysses pointed him in that way. So he's just everywhere in there, and I enjoy that. In terms of DLCs, New Vegas is definitely my favorite game when it comes to the DLC content, because the DLCs have this nice art, like overarching narrative that connects all of them, and then all of them are connected to the story's main game, and so it provides this really strong narrative interconnectedness that Fallout 3 doesn't have, Fallout 4 doesn't have, and Fallout 76 doesn't have it with any of really of its expansions. So the interconnectedness is something that I love in New Vegas. I didn't mean to cut you off. I went into kind of a tangent there, but you were saying story-wise, it's kind of up to it's like a toss-up between Lonesome Road and Honest Hearts.
Yeah, I think let's do some engagement baiting for a second, because I noticed we had 38 viewers at the moment. So if anyone has like a favorite DLC, tell us why. I promise you, Todd Howard won't come after you if it's like the worst choice ever.
Yeah, give us your hot takes. Throw the hot takes in there. What is your favorite?
Anything about the games, please. We need some engagement.
Show us your absolute hot takes. We got looks like it says right now there's 44 viewers.
Wow.
At least one of you guys, 43, one of you guys has to have a hot take. Like, one of you guys is going to be like, I don't know, what would you say is there a genuinely terrible DLC in the Fallout game?
Oh, I know a few in Fallout 4, the building ones. I was going to ask you this.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about them?
Oh my, okay, so are you talking about, like, when you say the building DLCs, are you talking about
just Automatron, Vault-Tec, is there one? I think that's it. I think that's
honestly, I would say Automaton is like, Automaton at least has story content to it, for however mindless it is, but it also adds in like craftable robot companions, which I always forget about them, but they're cool as hell, man. I remember I made like Commander Cuddlesworth, who was like a sentry bot with like a teddy bear face, and he was just like covered in spikes and fire. He followed me around. That guy was a badass. He helped me clear out Nuka World the first time. I just took him to Nuka World. I was like, I'm the general of the fucking Minutemen. I don't fuck around with these raiders. And me and him, we cleansed that motherfucker. We wiped out generations of raiders together. Me and Commander Cuddlesworth.
I like with the Automatron DLC. Oh, there's Wasteland Workshop as well. I forgot that one. If you go into like the other DLCs and you kill like a robot, you can collect the parts and like put like, so let's say you shoot like the Nuka-Cola vending machine ones or the Mr. Frothies, for example. You could take their parts off them and put them on your robot.
I think honestly, I'm gonna say it, Automaton might be one of the most underrated DLCs in the Fallout franchise. Automaton is goated. I'm gonna just say Automaton, the story content, weak. I don't care about it. The Mechanist coming back is just like another one-off Fallout 3 character. Like I couldn't care less. But the ability to like build robots and have them like patrol settlement, that's fucking badass, man. I love that shit.
And the fact you can let it turn into like go between settlements and give resources to each settlement.
Yeah, they're cool as hell.
But then you have the other ones.
Yeah, the building ones, I don't even know that
I mean, they're fine.
Yeah.
They had useful stuff, like you can make like arenas like you can fight in. The Vault-Tec one's quite cool. I like the fact you can build a vault, even though it makes no sense.
I would never when those came out, I would never buy them, right? Like as separately individual things, but like with Game of the Year edition, I would play those with Game of the Year edition. Like they're as just a part of like the Game of the Year edition, they're fine. But I would never, when they came out and Bethesda was like, you should get these, I'd be like, I'm not fucking getting those. Like, number one, the settlement building is just not my favorite mechanic in Fallout 4. I very rarely ever engage with it. I pretty much only do like Sanctuary, and there's like maybe one or two other towns that I'll build up just because I like the location. But I'm not like one of the people who wants to like build a giant interconnected, like trade routes and stuff like that, supply lines between stuff. I know some people don't love that kind of thing, and if that's something you love, I'm not trying to poo-poo you or anything, because I know a lot of people enjoy the settlement building and the like, logistical support structure that those require, but the settlement building just wasn't my thing. So I could see some people who are really into that being like, dude, the contraption ones are the fucking best. What are you talking about?
I like in contraptions how you can like make factories and stuff. That's useful. You can make your own ammo. You can basically make infinite caps, and you have to work to make it. I like that stuff. It gives like an alternative to like plunder and pillaging everyone.
Yeah. For as much shit as I give Fallout 4 about the lack of towns that it has that were stripped out in favor of the settlement building, and again, I personally don't care for it, but that being said, I appreciate that they still put in a lot of effort to make settlement building worth it. That if you did take the time and effort to build a settlement, it was worth your time, It wasn't this like fruitless endeavor that didn't matter at all. So I can appreciate that. I think they did a great job with fleshing them out. Again, not perfect, but for a first attempt, I like it. And I honestly, I don't want the next Fallout game that comes out. I don't want to be another like all settlement. This is nothing but settlement building like Fallout 4 was. I still want to see camps are still pretty small. I would like to see like one or two, maybe like up to like, I would say 5 different settlements that you could build up in the game. Like maybe in the 4 different corners and like one somewhere in the middle, I'm not, because like I said, I'm not a big fan, but I still enjoy it. Yeah, the camps in Fallout 76 I definitely have fun with. I know Starfield's not technically Fallout, but the settlement building system in Starfield 2 was just not even somehow it was somehow a massive downgrade from Fallout 4, which is, but I feel like a lot of things in Starfield when it comes to just the moment-to-moment gameplay were enormous downgrades from Fallout 4. Really bizarre. Like given everything that there is to know about like the armor system to me in Starfield was a massive downgrade from Fallout 4. I really expected them to use, because so in Starfield you have regular armor, then you have power, or you have regular armor in Starfield, and then you have like the spacesuits, right?
Yeah.
And in Fallout 4 you had your like regular armor, and then you had your power armor. I figured that like spacesuits would be a very similar thing, right? Like you would put on the spacesuit would be like Starfield's version of power armor. You would have like this exosuit you would wear in space. It wasn't that at all. It was just like another piece of armor that you just wore over whatever your regular outfit was. And they got rid of the armor system entirely in Starfield. There's just outfits now. And that, to me, I was like, why would you get rid of the outfit? Like, why would you get rid of the armor? The Morrowind system was awesome. Honestly, I would say that's one of my favorite parts of Fallout 4 was like the way the armor system worked, at least cosmetically. Starfield really lagged in that aspect, and the crafting system too felt really obtuse, very difficult to engage with. It wasn't very intuitive for me at all. I ended up figuring out that like the only thing I really enjoyed about Starfield was the shipbuilding. And I'll give them credit. The shipbuilding is janky, but it's still really fun. You can make a lot of cool stuff in the shipbuilder. And like the photo mode is cool, but outside of those two things, Starfield was just like not it. Not for me.
Yeah, I am glad it was on Game Pass. I couldn't.
You didn't have to buy it, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I played it the day it came out. I waited until like it came out like 4 a.m. for me, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait for it. And then within an hour, I had gotten to like the first city, and I found you can glitch under the map by climbing up a building. So I had infinite money basically. I was like, what's the point now? I've got nothing else to do.
The story too for Starfield, I never really got into. I did all the side quest content first somehow, like exploring the different faction side content, which was really weird because like I joined the regulators or whatever, the Rangers, the like Star Rangers or whatever that are in the like the United Federation, what the cowboy LARPers, and I did theirs, but I then I went and I did the USEC quest line where you where you have a choice between joining USEC or the Pirates, and I ended up working with the Pirates. But the Pirates, the Freestar Collective, I was already a Ranger, and I was like I had killed one of their like Federation members, you know, like one of the people on there, one of the politicians, because he was like super corrupt, and he wasn't going to let me arrest him, so I just shot him in the face. And everybody was like, "Oh, I can't believe you," like my face should have been fucking everywhere on Starfield News, and meanwhile these like pirate people were just like, "Oh yeah, totally, you can join us. Like, we're not worried about you being a double agent at all." I was like, "Really? You guys don't care at all?" And that was one of those, like, if you've ever, I don't know if you've ever heard, have I talked about the Skyrim, the problem with like the Skyrim side quests?
I think you have. It sounds familiar to me.
So the problem with the Skyrim side quests is, number one, that all of them involve you being a rookie, and within 6 hours you become the head of the organization, right? Like, you become the harbinger of the companions, you become the archmage of the College of Winterhold, you become the new speaker or leader of the Dark Brotherhood, you become like one of the Thieves Guild leaders, and it all happens within like 6 to 8 hours for each of those factions, right? You go from an absolute nobody to their like star pupil, and not even star pupil, like I said, just like their straight up leader. So, and that's for each and every single one of them, and it's very right. So it doesn't make any sense either, because you can do the Thieves Guild quests with no sneak, no pickpocket skills, no lockpicking skills at all, right? Still complete it, and they're still like, "Yeah, we want you to lead us now. You have no stealth, nothing, you flat-footed monster, but, you know, whatever. Yeah, you're the leader now." Same thing with like the College of Winterhold. You could literally have zero aptitude with magic in any way whatsoever, and you're still the archmage for some reason. They're still like, "Yeah, we want this guy who has no knowledge of magic at all to lead us." And the Dark Brotherhood, same thing. You know, you run around in heavy armor, you're like, everybody sees that you're the guy who killed the Emperor, and they're still like, "Yeah, you're the speaker now. We're just going to let you be the Dark Brotherhood leader." And in all those cases, it just feels very inauthentic towards all of them, you know? And then the other problem is that there's no interconnectedness between the two, you know? Like, completing the Dark Brotherhood quest line doesn't have any consequences for the College of Winterhold, the Thieves Guild, or even the Companions, right? I feel like if you're the guy who killed the Emperor, the companion, before you do the Companions quest, the Companions should not let you join their ranks, especially if you were caught. Like, if people saw you getting onto the ship and everybody knows who you are and you were running around in heavy armor, the Companions should realistically be like, "There's no way we're going to let you join us. Like, you assassinated the fucking Emperor, dude. Get out of here." If anything, they should be going after you. So, you know, it made a lot of the things that you do in Skyrim feel very just like story of the weekish, you know? They're not, they don't really make the world feel alive or any larger. They just kind of exist. And without any type of interconnectivity between them, it kind of just feels like a gimmick for Skyrim. So that's my long-winded saying that the choices that you make in Skyrim have very little consequence on any of the narratives or what you can do, and it really lowers the replayability value for me, especially because all those quests are pretty much on rails. Like, you don't really have much choices to make anyways. Starfield has much the same problem where if you do the quest lines for different factions, nobody recognizes you as like nobody in USEC will recognize you as being a 3-star ranger. Nobody, the 3-star rangers don't care that you're like a USEC, like United whatever security guy. Nobody cares what you've done in your past, and it doesn't even seem like they don't even recognize it. The game doesn't even care to be like, oh yeah, you're a 3-star ranger. So the USEC guys are all going to be extremely like skeptical of you. They're not going to let you do anything. They're not going to trust you because you're a 3-star ranger. The game just doesn't care. And so I was really disappointed when they did that, because I felt like Fallout 4 at least tried to make some effort of faction, like your decisions with factions at least mattering by the end of the game. And then once again, Starfield dropped the ball on that, and your factional alignments just felt like they went back to the Skyrim type of thing, where it was like, you can just do anything, go anywhere, and do all the quests with no consequences for how you do them at all. I was disappointed by that.
Yeah.
So Starfield, I don't know, Starfield managed to feel like a huge step down, like a massive downgrade from Fallout 4. And that was really unfortunate to me, because I felt like everything that was in Starfield in any way, shape, or form, Fallout 4 did a better job of making it a more fun system. The only thing I would give it a leg up on was the leveling system, at least the concept behind it. I like the idea that like the levels that you picked felt like they tried to do this like halfway point between the Fallout leveling system, where you just you just pick skills. I guess in Fallout 4 you just pick perks, right? As long as you have the special requirement, you can take the perk. You don't have to, like, if I have 3 levels sitting around and I've never engaged with armor crafting, but I have a high enough strength skill for it, I could just max it all the way out, I can max it out. I don't have to, if I hit the level requirement and I think it's like strength 3. If I have strength 3 and I'm like level 40 or whatever, and I have 3 extra perks lying around, I can just max it out and then just go craft like the most badass armor. I don't need to engage with the armor crafting system at all before that. Same thing with like skills in Fallout 3 and New Vegas. If like I can literally have never used sneaking once in my playthrough, but if by like level 40, if I just decide that I want sneak to be a new dump skill, where like I have all these skill points but just dump them into sneak, I can just within like 5 levels be like the most sneakiest fucker there ever was. And there are like, you could argue that there's like immersion deficits to that, where some people might feel like their immersion is broken because they can just be really good at something without ever having engaged in it at all. So the Elder Scrolls kind of takes an opposite position, where in order to get good at something, you have to level your skill up with it. You're a terrible blacksmith until you've done enough blacksmithing. And then you get better, like you level up through developing skills, and then skills are how you get XP towards your next level, and then you get perk points, which help you to improve the skills that you've been using. It's a flawed system, but it works well enough in Skyrim. There are lots of things people have changed with mods and stuff, but it did the job. So Starfield kind of tries to split the two in half, right? It goes with the route of you can pick any perk tree you want. Before you can pick the next level for that perk, or like skill tree, you have to complete a series of, I forget what they call it in Starfield, but like they call them like challengers or whatever, and it just means you have to engage with the skill. So if I pick lockpicking or whatever they call it in Starfield, I can't remember. Before I can get the next lockpicking skill, I have to use lockpicking like 5 or 6 times or whatever in the world before I can grab the next lockpicking skill. And I think out of all the ways that Bethesda has tried to address the problem of you just instantly become the best at it, despite the fact you've never engaged with it, trying to solve that problem. I think Starfield came the closest to creating a system that still felt like, you know, the problem with Skyrim's system was that if you didn't engage with a skill early enough in the game, it was very difficult for you to start to get into that skill, right? Like if you just start off with like one-handed and a shield, by like level 10 or whatever, you're pretty far down that skill line, and it kind of begins to feel like if you decided you're like, oh, you know what, I want to try a different weapon type now, and then you switch to two-handed, where you switch to some kind of like mage, like you want to try out magic, you just can't use them because you have no skills with them. You have to use them in order to level up your skills. Whereas like in Fallout, you can get to like, in Fallout New Vegas, you can get to level 10, have your guns at like 75, and just be like, I don't know, guns aren't doing it for me. Why don't I start using energy weapons? And within 5 levels, you can have like almost maxed out energy weapons and just be like, oh, this is way more fun for me. I'm going to stick with the energy weapons. So Fallout or in Skyrim, you get much more ham-fisted into a play style, and it's this like it becomes a self-perpetuating problem where sometimes you might almost want to just restart your playthrough because you're like, I just want to use a two-handed build and I'm too far down the one-handed, whatever. I don't want to get too into the weeds. So with Starfield, being allowed to just pick a new thing and then just have to use the skill to be able to select the next rank, I thought was fine. The problem with Starfield, once again, though, is that you just do not get enough experience doing anything. That leveling up is like a Herculean task. By the time I was done doing all the factional side quests and stuff, I think I was like level 10. I was amazed by how slowly leveling was going in Starfield, and I felt like I was able to make just absolutely zero progress with my character's build. So that was just another mark against Starfield. Whereas at least in Fallout 4, again, I don't really care much for the way they redid the special system and like the way that perks worked in that. And I definitely, I'm not the biggest fan. Let's just say it that way. But it was at least much easier to try and create a build for Fallout 4. For however little your build mattered in Fallout 4, because like, you know, power armor made you invincible, and most guns, like if you started using rifles, it didn't matter what kind of rifle you were using, as long as you were using a rifle, you were going to be fucking super powerful with it. At least there's some semblance of a build, and the game makes it easy enough for you to do that. Whereas Starfield just doesn't do that in the slightest. Making a build in Starfield is like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
They definitely didn't do it very well in Starfield, but let's get back on track with Fallout. Where were we with Fallout? What was the last thing we were talking? I think what we were talking about, why Automaton was like the most underrated DLC or whatever.
That's where we were.
Yeah. And still nobody has given us their hot takes. I don't understand how nobody has any Fallout hot takes. 44 people are watching, not a single one of them have a hot take. Come on.
I think they're scared of being called a tourist. I would be. I don't blame them. It's like now, if you say something that someone else disagrees on, you call a tourist straight away. No matter how long you've been in the community or even just play the games. Oh, you don't agree with me? Oh, you're a tourist.
Yeah. You don't think? Yeah. Like, oh, you didn't play the Fallout game from 30 years ago? You're a fucking tourist. Okay, shut up, tourist. So dumb. Oh my god. You know, I will say I was thinking about this the other day, right? The time between, so I usually, when I say like the time since the last Fallout game came out, I don't really count 76 in that, because it's like, it's a prequel MMO, right? Like it doesn't really advance the story of Fallout in any meaningful way, and it's not an RPG. So it adds a lot of stuff to the universe, and it fleshes out some blind spots in terms of like the lore, but it's not, it's sort of just like Fallout filler content, right?
Yeah.
I suppose you could argue that Tactics and Brotherhood of Steel were much the same way. They were just like filler games for adding content to the Fallout universe. Well, they were still trying to figure out what they're going to do. And obviously, there was like Van Buren, which was canceled. I was thinking about this the other day. It has been the time between when Fallout 2 came out and Fallout 3 came out was 3 years. Fallout 2 came out in 1998. Fallout 3 came out in 2008. The same amount of time has now passed between when Fallout 4 came out and now. It has genuinely been 10 years since we've had like another mainline installment. And even if you count, like, again, Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, like, full disclosure, I've never played it, but pretty much everybody agrees that it's an awful game. Even if you count Tactics as being released in 2001, and you count Fallout 76 as the most recent, like, Fallout installment, which, fair enough, it's still a Fallout game. Okay. If you count those, then it's even worse, because that means that there was only a 7-year gap in Fallout's like games, 2001 to 2008, big blind spot for the franchise. It's been 8 years since Fallout 76 released, and all they're really doing, I mean, Burning Springs wasn't even really that big of an update. Like, the map was pretty sizable, but there was only like 2 side quests, a pretty short main quest, and did it add a raid?
I don't think so.
Okay, so there you have it. Like, very small amount of content with Burning Springs. Mostly, it's basically just a tie-in for season 2. It's really not that impressive of a DLC for the game, like an expansion. I'm not trying to poo-poo anybody. If you like Burning Springs, I'm not going to be like, oh, really? Well, you just have a bad opinion. Like, Burning Springs is fine. It's just not, it's not like Bethesda's greatest work. So, but yeah, man, like, Bethesda's release schedule has been like just god awful, and I can't believe that they've not contracted anybody to make just even like a Fallout spin-off game. It's so bizarre. I almost wonder if the reason they don't is because they're afraid that if they create a Fallout spin-off game, like, nobody will be playing Fallout 76 anymore if a new Fallout game were to come out. I almost wonder if that is the reason.
Well, I don't think so, because the community for Fallout 76 are so like devoted to that game,
and it's grown quite a bit recently.
Yeah, like there's so many like massive communities of like there's role players, there's raid players, there's live streamers, there's there's Vendor Hunt as well on Instagram. Shout out.
It has like a huge casual audience.
Yeah,
is super important to the health of an MMO is to have as big of a casual audience as possible.
I mean, it's doing well for itself recently. I know there's a lot of controversy around that Mojave pack with the NCR power armor. It is a lot of money. I don't think it's worth it, but you don't have
either. But it's not. Like, I know a lot of people are concerned about the pay to win aspect of, like, you get this legendary weapon and you can get like the legendary mod off of it and stuff. So fair enough that's in any game, any MMO where you introduce like a sort of like weird pay to win, spend $30 on this pack and get like a goated perk that you can put on any melee weapon. I understand the concern around that particular aspect of it, but otherwise, the NCR power armor, just a shoe-in. It's a non-canon thing to Fallout 76. Yeah. The Leggett armor, same thing. It's just like a cool thing. They're just skins. Most of it is just skins. And there's like the New Vegas sign. So if you're like really want that like New Vegas stuff, that Fallout Season 2 stuff, then you can get it. But if you're like, it ain't worth it to me, then you're not. It's not like you're going to be missing out on much. And besides that, it'll be more of an issue if if and when melee weapons become a big part of the meta again, where they're like, it's one of the best builds is like melee builds, and then that perk becomes like that legendary perk becomes much more problematic, that you can just like essentially buy it for free without and not have to do like raids to get it, then it'll be more of an issue then. But for the time being, like I agree. I don't really feel like it's not a good hill to die on to me.
Yeah.
I think Fallout 76 is, again, like, and I've maintained this position for a long time. I always said like, oh, Fallout 76 is garbage, I'll never play that. But then eventually I gave it a chance because I was able to get it on like CD keys for like $5 or whatever, and I played it. I was like, oh shit, this is actually fun. Like I'm enjoying myself, and it's not like high art or anything. Like it's not gonna change the way you look at video games forever. But it's like it's fun. It's a fun game to play. Like once a week or something like that, to log in, do like dailies, do stuff, and if you can find a group to do raids with, pretty much any MMO that lets you do raiding and makes it easy enough to find a squad to do raids with, like that's an MMO's bread and butter, dude. So, I don't think Fallout 76 is the most based Fallout game. I'll say that to tie into the original topic that we were going to do for this video. I don't think it's the best. What do you call it? It's definitely not like the coolest Fallout game.
Yeah.
What I don't know. You've said, I think one time in the past you said Fallout 76 has become your favorite Fallout game. Is that correct?
It was. But I've since played a lot more New Vegas, and that has changed. Oh,
okay. So, are you saying that New Vegas is now your favorite game?
I think so, yeah. I think
it's really hard to not play New Vegas and then be like, no, it's not my favorite game. Like once you play New Vegas, you're like, oh, fuck, it's like heroin. You're like, no, I'm not gonna be like everybody else. And then you're like, oh my god, I need my next fix.
Well, keep in mind it was a very heavily modded like playthrough. I have 300 and something mods, and so that's why it's my favorite. Without
that's
mods,
the magic of New Vegas, baby. That's the magic of New Vegas.
But with 76 was being my favorite. Once again, I'm not a tourist. It's the community. I've made a lot of friends through it, and it's like,
oh yeah.
If ignoring that, it's then 4. But going back to that, it's like I've spent probably the most amount of hours on 76 because I grinded for like everything. But then someone did give me like 10,000 wood, so thank you.
Holy shit! Who gave you 10,000 wood?
I was just building my museum, and he came over and he sent me a message saying, "Oh, do you want some free materials?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I'm still going through it now, and that was like 2 years ago.
Oh my god!
I was given like 1,000 stim packs. I was given if people are so generous. So like if you're new and you're scared of like, oh, you're too far behind in 76, you will just find someone who will just give you whatever you want.
Yeah, there was who I don't remember who it was, or well, okay, I should say I do remember who it was, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to put them in the hot seat. There was somebody that I was talking to who was a part of the Fallout 76 community who does make content for it. And I was talking about how I was trying to grind for like old weapon plans, right? And he goes, oh, dude, yeah, if you have time, just meet me in game and I'll just like whatever weapon plans you need, I'll just shoot them your way because I have like all of them. And like, I don't have a need for ones that I find anymore. And I was like, are you fucking serious? So I never took him up on that offer just because like, I don't think our schedules line up very well. But yeah, man, the amount of people who are just like willing to, I'll say this, Fallout 76 might not be the best Fallout game, but it almost certainly has the best Fallout community around it. And I can't think of any game that is like, and it's an MMO, it's a very social game, so well it should, but massively, I don't think very many people, I certainly didn't. I don't think a lot of people really understand how how much good Fallout 76 has done for keeping the Fallout fandom at large active, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's definitely carrying the torch, and it's carrying hard for Fallout right now. Obviously the show is too, but now that the season 2 is over, like Fallout 76 is basically all people have to go to for like a new experience, unless they want to catch up on a big backlog of games. But yeah, I was a Fallout 76 hater for a long time, but I've converted, man. Like I do really like Fallout 76. It's still not my favorite, and obviously I think just being objective, you can identify plenty of flaws with it, and it has a super controversial history. It was like one of the worst released games of 2018. Even IGN, I think, gave it a 6. And to get like a 6 from IGN, you have to make a bad game. So, and that was like at the height of IGN's bootlicking days, where they would just, any AAA game that came out, they would give it like a 7 or 8, no matter how bad it was. Yeah. But like Fallout 76 was low. Bethesda could not buy a high score for that game. It was bad. Fallout 76 at launch was really bad, and it didn't help that Bethesda's like PR for all the mistakes that they were making with they tried to replace the canvas bag with that like cheap polyester one.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, well, there was a supply line issue, so there was a supply chain issue, so we're just going to give everyone polyester bags. Okay, no refunds. And people were, and I remember it went to court over it, and even U.S. courts, which are usually almost always suck up to corporations constantly. Even the U.S. courts were like, no, dude, you have to you either have to give people this bag or give people their refund. You can't just do this shit. So, that left a terrible taste in my mouth, and I wasn't willing to try it for a long time because of that. But then I did, and they, they fixed the game. It's one of the very few stories in MMOs where not only did it turn itself around, but a lot of people will play it, and the community in it is like, no, I like it. It's a fun game. Whereas Destiny 2, perfect example of an MMO that allegedly turned itself around, but I don't know anybody that plays Destiny 2 that unironically loves Destiny 2. Everybody I talk to who plays Destiny 2 is like, I fucking hate Destiny 2. I hate this game. So, yeah, Fallout 76, bizarre success story for Bethesda, but they pulled it off. So, so you did. How long ago did you finish your New Vegas playthrough?
Started this week.
Oh, okay. So it was actually super super recent.
Yeah, it was either last weekend or I think it might have been Monday.
What was your? So okay, I guess I should ask, what kinds of mods were you using? Were they quality of life changers, or were they DLC type mods?
It was the Viva New Vegas pack.
Oh, okay. So it's it's basically just a turning New Vegas into a slightly more modernized game.
Yeah.
And the stability. Okay. Yeah. Viva New Vegas is. I feel like Viva New Vegas is a mandatory thing. If you're not using Viva New Vegas, you are going to be on the struggle bus.
It made it so much more fun.
Yeah. No, I think if you're playing on PC, Viva New Vegas is a must. You either need to have Tale of Two Wastelands or Viva New Vegas, and those are the two big mod packs that if you're not playing with those, the experience is just I don't want to say the experience will be super outdated. It New Vegas will definitely feel mechanically like a very dated game, but Viva New Vegas has so many little quality of life changes that make the game really good. And additionally, I think it's fair to say New Vegas is not well known for having the best mechanics in any Fallout game. I would say it's the most well known for having the best story content, the best role playing stuff. People don't really talk very much about how the gameplay was the best, but it's like the role-playing experience that you get through New Vegas is like bar none probably the best in the franchise. Sticking to that, what was your favorite part of the game?
Ooh,
like if you had to pick an act or a quest or like a specific point during your playthrough, what would you say like stuck out to you the most, that if you were to go back and do another playthrough, what would draw you back in?
ooh, well,
I guess also, would you do another playthrough of it, but like
yeah,
differently?
definitely. I think I'm gonna do a independent ending next time, because I did NCR this time, because I always do NCR.
That's like the mandatory default first playthrough. It's like NCR.
So for the first time ever, I did the Enclave Remnant stuff. I'm not a big Enclave fan, but seeing the modded like the power armor with I felt like this mod which makes them like absolutely massive.
Oh, the Titans of the West.
Yeah.
I
saw that and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've seen so far in this playthrough.
Yeah,
I think that's definitely the standout point.
The Old Sing Lang quest for me is like, it's definitely a standout moment in Fallout New Vegas where, am I saying that right? Old Sing Lane.
Yeah, it's something like that.
But that, like, I love that quest. Arcade Ganon in general. I would say Arcade is probably like one of my top 3 favorite companions. If I had to pick them, it would, like, at least for humanoid companions, I would say Boone, Arcade, and then it's probably a toss-up between Cass and Veronica. I don't know which of the two I like more.
I just run Eddie every time.
Eddie's a great companion. I like that in New Vegas you can have both a humanoid companion and like a non-humanoid companion, especially like Rex or Eddie, which is nice because you always have like a little friend. I really enjoy that part because like the Enclave have, the everybody, like, you can talk to people about the Enclave remnants, and Arcade Ganon will make like passive references to them, but he doesn't want anybody to know that he was a former member of the Enclave, even though he was born well after the destruction of Control Station Enclave. Like, he's in his mid-30s, I think, by the point of New Vegas. So he had nothing to do with the Enclave at its worst, and he's not a part of it anymore, but he still feels like all this guilt about it, and he's like trying to make it right and stuff. And I love the like twist where you go and you find all of these old geezers who used to run with the Enclave, and Arcade Ganon is like, I want to get all these people back together who actually were a part of the Enclave when it was at its worst, like when they were actually just massacring people, and I want to make things right. And obviously you as the player can manipulate the outcome of that to be like, no, you guys are going to be back to just fucking evil for me, and screw over Arcade as much as you want, and he'll be super pissed. But you can also just tell them to all like make good and like, fix their mistakes, and that's like what Arcade is looking for. And that's probably, honestly, yeah, I would say that's one of my favorite quests in New Vegas. And I just love the way that they show up at the Battle of Hoover Dam and like their fucking power armor. And so like with the vertibird lands and they jump out in their power armor, and they've got like the scientist suit on, and Arcade Ganon can show up in his fucking
Tesla one. Oh, it was
the Tesla armor. Dude, the Tesla armor is so badass.
I wore it for like the rest of my playthrough, because the mod pack, it's like you play after the game as well.
Yes, yeah, that's one of my. I have it, so I have that installed, but I haven't beaten it with that mod installed yet. There's a couple other things that add post game content, or that restore, because New Vegas had post game content that was cut because they got rid of the post game. Yeah. But I'm excited to go and do that, stuff. I didn't mean to cut you off there. I'll let you continue.
It's fine. There's nothing to do when you finish to get to the post game, because all like the Legion stuff's been taken over by the NCR, so there's literally no one to kill anymore. So I just did all the DLCs and then call it a day. I haven't done Dead Money yet.
Dude, okay, I'm telling you right now, Dead Money is one of the best DLCs for Fallout games. It is so good. It is it's a phenomenal DLC, and it is a hardcore survival. I would 100 turn on for Dead Money, turn on hardcore mode, because hardcore mode you don't have to worry about, I don't think in DLCs you have to worry about your thirst, hunger, or sleep. But you still have to play with the limitations of stim packs don't automatically restore health, right? They restore health over a short period of time. You either have to cure, and stim packs and sleeping don't cure broken limbs. You either have to use a Hydra or an item that you craft through the survival skill, or a doctor's bag. Those are the only three ways that you can heal broken limbs. And there's a lot of ways for you to break your limbs in, or to get a crippled limb in Dead Money, between all the bear traps, the bear trap fist, the different explosive weapons that the ghosts use. There's tons of that. And so between the Cloud, which you can't just immediately restore health, so you kind of have to play around with, conserving your health when you're in those areas, because obviously the ghost people love the Cloud. They love to hang out in that shit, or hang out by it. They will attack the fuck out of you, and you have that draining your health. So there's so many more elements to Dead Money that I feel are enhanced with hardcore mode on. I 100% recommend playing it that way. Definitely play Dead Money. It is, I think it's, I don't want to say it's my favorite DLC, but it's hard. I can't pick a favorite Fallout New Vegas DLC, which I know sounds biased, but all of them are just so good for one reason or another. The one people seem to like the least is Honest Hearts, but Honest Hearts adds in so much more tribal flavor back into New Vegas, or just back into Fallout in general, that was lost after Fallout 2. I feel like Fallout 2 was the last one to really deal with the tribal aspect of Fallout, where there's just so many little pockets of civilization left in post-war America. And Bethesda doesn't really pay attention to them on the East Coast. They almost don't exist, or where they do exist, they're so what's the word I'm looking for? Gentrified, that they just don't feel like a tribe at all. They just feel like a town, not really a tribe. But yeah, I love that Honest Hearts introduces that, and the story elements of Honest Hearts are so good. Joshua Graham is obviously one of the most beloved characters in the franchise.
He's so peak.
So how did you end Honest Hearts? What ending did you pick?
Oh god. I didn't help Daniel.
Okay.
I just sort of fell to my knees in front of Joshua Graham and was like, I'll do anything for you. And that's
Did you spare Salt Upon Wounds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you went for the good ending then. You went for the okay. Because there's four endings for that, where there's the one that almost nobody does because they don't even think of it, which is the one where you kill Daniel or Joshua Graham, or one of the if you kill one of those two, it's chaos in the valley erupts, and you just have to get out of there as quickly as possible or whatever. There's that one. Nobody does that. There's the Daniel ending, which I consider to be one of the bad endings, because Daniel just really doesn't have any regard for the history that the tribe, that the Sorrows have. in the Zion Valley. How much of the survivalists' story were you able to like pick up on during your playthrough?
All of it.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah,
of it.
so that adds so much. I feel like nowadays everybody recognizes that story, but back in the day, around like, like 10 years ago, nobody really knew about who the survivalist was. And I think that like the survivalist story adds so much more depth to. It's not just like Fallout has so much, like Bethesda Fallout has so much. What is it called? Like the storytelling done through just like props, right?
Yeah. Environmental storytelling.
Yeah. The survivalist story gives for anybody listening who doesn't know what we're talking about, the survivalist is, if you've ever played Honest Hearts and you hear the Sorrows refer to the father in the caves, the survivalist is the father in the cave who, through a series of very unfortunate events, ended up looking after this tribe of, was it children who came to the valley?
It was a mix. It was like, I think they came from Mexico. They came up and then got killed by Vault Dwellers.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So in the first set of travelers, basically the bare bones story of the survivalist is that he's a veteran of the Sino-American War, and to try and distract himself from the horrors of the war, he spends a lot of time just like doing survivalist stuff in the national park, Zion. And he lived in Salt Lake City. He had a husband or he had a wife and a son. Was it a son? Okay.
Yes, a son.
So he has a wife and a son that he leaves behind whenever he goes to Zion. And unfortunately, he was, I think, just driving back from Zion to visit go back to his family, just like, leave Zion and go back to, normal life on the unfortunate day of October 23rd, 2077. And a bomb is dropped on Salt Lake City directly, which is where his family lives. And he knows immediately, like they're just guaranteed dead. Yeah. And he has tons of survivor guilt over it. And to survive, he just hides out in the national park for a while. And the first group of people that he comes across is Mexicans, a group of Mexicans who traveled up there. And he helps them a bit to survive, but the Vault Dwellers from Vault 22, they have their big exodus from Vault 22 because of the experiment. They also end up in the valley, and they end up cannibalizing or killing all of the Mexican settlers. And so the survivalist spends, 2 years or something like that, hunting them all down and scaring the shit out of them to get rid of them. And so once he's done dealing with them, he ends up finding a woman from Vault 22 who managed to survive. She doesn't have the plague from Vault 22 or anything like that. She's not like a spore carrier or anything. He has a was it another son or a daughter? I think it was another son with her. But the kid dies because of complications, because the kid is born in the breech position. So instead of head first, it's body first, then head, which causes a whole bunch of issues. So he had to perform a C-section. But then his, new wife, what's her name? Was it Sylvie? Sylvia?
That sounds familiar.
I think it's Sylvia, something like that. She dies due to complications of the C-section as well. And he's left alone in the valley again, and he's like that for years. And during the time in between, when he's dealing with these like new groups that are coming in and out of Zion, he's always thinking about his old family and his survivor's guilt for having lived and not having been with them when they died.
Mm.
And finally, eventually, there's this group of children that come to Zion Valley, and they're trying to survive there. And he feels like this is his new second chance to make good on all of these promises that he made to these people that he let down. And so he basically helps these children to survive by giving them like books to read. He originally gives them like storybooks, but then he realizes he needs to teach them how to survive. So he like, and he's not doing this directly either. Like he's doing this out of sight. He's just like sneaking up into their camps, leaving books for them, and then leaving, and they don't know that he exists at all, other than through the notes that he leaves and the gifts that he leaves, and the protection that he provides from any groups that might try and bring them harm. And so he gives them all these gifts and teaches them how to survive in the valley, and he calls himself the Father, because, you know, there's like the whole thing with his survivor's guilt, with his original son and wife, and then there's like Sylvie and his, his second son who also died, and then now these children that he's taking care of. So he calls himself the Father, and eventually this tribe that we learn about, this group of children that he helps to survive, is the Sorrows tribe that you get to interact with during the events of Honest Hearts. And Daniel, you know, the survivalist leaves them a final note when he just decides that it's his time now. He's ready to die. He's had, for some reason, all through all those years, he couldn't bring himself to just end it like he wanted to. But now his body just can't survive anymore. He has like lung cancer or something. So he goes to die, but before he dies, he leaves them one final note about how much he loves all of them, how much he cares about them, how he wants them to defend themselves, defend their valley, to live peacefully and prosper, but to also like defend themselves if anybody tries to take the valley from them. And obviously, that fits directly into the main story of Honest Hearts, with the Whitelegs trying to eradicate the Sorrows, and for that matter, trying to eradicate Joshua Graham and the Dead Horses. And so Daniel wants to take and the Dead Horses aren't native to Zion. They live at Dead Horse Point. The tribals that are with Joshua Graham came with him to Zion to help Daniel and the Sorrows. But Zion is the Sorrows' home. It's where their tribe was created, and you have the survivalist who literally effectively made it possible for this tribe to live for 150 years, which is like, it's like what, 6 or 7 generations of people for tribals. That's probably quite a bit of generations. If you consider that like life expectancy probably isn't very high in just like the wild wasteland of, you know, the Fallout universe. So especially because Zion is rife with all sorts of fucking cazadors, Yaogwai, giant geckos, you know, and then there's like the spore carriers and stuff that are hidden around in different places, not to mention all the booby traps that the survivalist leaves behind. So like, but that's their home, and Daniel is trying to kick them out. Effectively, he's like, I don't want you to fight. I want you to. He's basically, and he's also a Mormon missionary who's trying to convert them to Christianity, right? Or Mormonism, I guess, whichever it is. I don't know how similar Mormonism is to like our like traditional Mormonism of today in the year of like, you know, 2281 in Fallout New Vegas. But anyways, effectively, Daniel is kind of trying to. He's almost as bad as he's not violent like the Whitelegs, but he's still effectively eradicating their culture. And before you know about the survivalist story, it's kind of, you can kind of sympathize with Daniel and be like, oh yeah, you're right. Like, you don't want to destroy the innocence of this tribe. But once you read the survivalist story and you like figure all this stuff out, you realize like this is what the survivalists trained them to do and gave them all that stuff for, was specifically this situation to defend themselves. And to take that from them is to take their innocence. It is to take who they are. It's like it's just wrong. And so I feel like after I learned that, it's just like there's no single argument for me that could possibly sway me into thinking that like Daniel and leaving the valley is what's good for them. But within that, there's a nice sort of nuance towards the end of it where obviously Joshua Graham is just like a genocidal maniac. Like he's not interested in just defending the valley. He wants to eradicate the White Legs. And if you don't spare Salt Upon Wounds, the Sorrows and the Dead Horses both will just turn into like effectively just turn into the White Legs themselves and destroy each other through endless war. But if you make Joshua Graham spare Salt Upon Wounds and reconcile with the fact that like Caesar was never the problem with him. The problem was always that he had all of this anger and rage and this like, deep, dark part of himself that he was never willing to fully reconcile with. And he just blamed, obviously he takes accountability for his own actions, but he also blames Caesar for bringing it out of him when in reality, like, he allowed all of it to happen. And so when you force him to reconcile with that, he just tells Salt Upon Wounds to get out of there. And, Salt Upon Wounds is going to be killed by Caesar's forces anyways. They failed. And even if they succeeded, they would have been killed anyways, because Caesar, their mission in the first place was to kill Joshua Graham. And by giving them that mission, it's a concession that he failed to kill Joshua Graham. And so allowing them to live with their claim to fame in the Legion that they killed the burned man would be an upset to Caesar's narrative that he is an infallible god of the Legion. So they never stood a chance to survive anyways. So Joshua Graham sparing them imparts a lesson to both the Sorrows and the Dead Horses that like violence is not inherently terrible, but it has to be tempered with like, altruistic intentions of, like it shouldn't be like genocidal rage that drives it. It should be, the desire to protect something for them, it's like of serious cultural value. So I personally, and I know there's a lot of people who also think that it's a really stupid storyline because it's like, to them, it's basically the classic, oh, we shouldn't, like, there's already been so much blood spilled. We don't need to kill more people for this. And I can see where they get that, because the execution of that can be a little, it's not the perfect execution of it, but once you have the full context of it, I think Honest Hearts has one of the best narratives in pretty much any Fallout DLC. It's just one of the best. It's very nuanced. It's really good. I would say Honest Hearts it might be my second or third favorite DLC out of all the games. It's really good. It might even be, it could be my first favorite even. I between that and Lonesome Road, I'm not sure. All the Fallout New Vegas DLCs are really good. Old World Blues and Dead Money are obviously also just like goated, especially Old World Blues. Did you play Old World Blues?
I have not on this run.
But you have played it in the past? Yes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So, and how many of the side quests did you do for Old World Blues? Or did you just do like the main stuff for the think tank?
I think I just did the main.
Gotcha. You should if you do another playthrough of it, or you go back to finish any of the other DLCs, you should definitely do the side quest stuff for it. There's just so much fun, wacky stuff in Old World Blues. I think the only downside to Old World Blues is the immense amount of talking that the think tanks like to do.
Yeah.
They do, in my opinion, there's like they probably yap more than Ulysses does, and that's like Ulysses loves to hear himself talk, but the think tanks are like on a whole nother level. But they are really fun. I like the think tanks a lot. What else? What else? So I think we can both say Fallout 4 is out of the question for most based Fallout game, right?
Ooh. I don't know, because I'm the biggest suck up to 4. Like that's my most like. Oh, I don't know. 4's my no. I'm going back on myself now. I think I'll agree. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, I guess I guess a good way to settle it would be if you had to get, let's say there was only one Fallout game you could save. Like you can never play any of the others. There's only one game you can play for like the rest of your life.
Is this with mods?
Yeah, just like it's just whatever game. It's whatever game. It exists in its current state, but like just you can't play any of the others.
So I can't downgrade it.
I mean, you could. Again, the point of the question, it's more like as they all exist right now, everything you can do with them, mods included, whatever there is, the communities, but you just can't ever play any of the other ones. Like, what one would you pick to just play? You can downgrade it, you can mod it, you can do whatever you want with it, but like you can only play that one. Would you pick 4?
I think I would, because of the building. Like 4, like I think I told you about this in like the first few episodes. I used to like do like Reddit things of building like NCR bases and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would go into such minute detail on them.
Right.
I'd spend about a month, like a month in playtime just on one build, and I could do that for the rest of my life. Be happy.
Right. So I guess, you know what, honestly, if Fallout 4 New Vegas ever got completed and they did the DLCs like 2, they remade the DLCs. I think I would probably have to agree. I would probably also pick Fallout 4 as like its original downgraded version before the anniversary edition or like the special edition bullshit that they did.
Yeah, the slop update.
Yeah, the slopification, the inshitification of Fallout 4. I'd probably, under the pretense that Fallout 4 New Vegas gets finished, I would probably pick Fallout 4 too, but that's just because it would be a way for me to play New Vegas. So that's kind of a cop-out answer. I mean, my pick is pretty obvious. It would be New Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick New Vegas as my most based Fallout though, because I feel like that's kind of a cop-out answer. It's not very interesting. I know I threw Tactics up in the like Tactics is like the two big games that I put in the thumbnail were New Vegas and Tactics, and then I just tried to sprinkle in some of the cover art from all the other games. I really want to play more of Tactics. I do want to beat it because it's such a funny game in the grand scheme of things, because like Bethesda pulls so much stuff from it, but it's not canon. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So it exists in this interesting kind of like nowhere state. Yeah, it's like this weird limbo. What game are you the most interested? So, okay, what game are you did New Vegas, you played the Viva New Vegas one.
Yeah.
Fallout 76 and Fallout 4, I think it's pretty clear cut. We've both experienced, like, I have hundreds of hours in Fallout 4, so do you. What game from Fallout's past would you say you are, like, if you had to pick a game to just dive into from Fallout's past, which one would you pick, and, like, why? Is there a game that, I know you said the isometric stuff isn't really for you, but if you were to spend some time doing one of them, what one catches your fancy the most?
Fallout 2.
Fallout 2?
Yeah, because that's like, I've seen a lot more about 2, and it interests me a lot more. And I've seen a few like meme clips about it, like the. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this the one with the Enclave where you blew it up?
Yes, yeah. Fallout 2 is the one where you introduce the Enclave.
Right. Yeah. 2 by far, because there's like a scene where it's like you're on the oil rig and you're speaking to a soldier, and he's like, oh God, let me find it. It's like he asked you, oh, the president's in there, and you're like, who's the president? And he sort of kicks off at you.
Yeah, who's the fucking the president? Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that sealed the deal for me. That's like,
dude, the voice acting in Fallout 2 is second. I honestly, that game has the best voice acting, especially for the Enclave soldiers, dude. Like, Sergeant Dornan is so funny.
I'll have to play him like soon, because I do want to be like, I want to have like completed every single Fallout game.
Right. What have you played them before, or you just don't think you would be a fan of them?
I have played them, but I didn't get far into it. I got like maybe like an hour or two into both.
Okay. Yeah, I'm much further in my Fallout 1 playthrough, and I, like, full transparency, I have not beat either Fallout 1 or 2, but I am way farther in Fallout 1 than I am in Fallout 2. But Fallout 2, the only thing about Fallout 2 that I'm like, I struggle with is getting past the initial area, because it's like, it's probably just because I'm stupid and I can't figure out what the path to get out of Arroyo is, but I just keep running into spore plants, and I don't have a gun. I just have a spear, but I spec'd into guns.
Oh.
So my melee weapon skill is terrible, but I only have melee weapons, so I just keep getting obliterated by the spore plants. I feel like such a dumbass. But yeah, I definitely want to play Fallout 2 more. And Fallout 2 runs surprisingly really well on PC, on like Windows 10, because of like the compatibility mods that exist for it, the patches that the fans have created to make sure it still runs really well. And the same is true of Tactics. I'm surprised by how well Tactics runs. Like, I didn't even need to download anything. I just had to boot it up in like the Windows 8 workaround version, edit some of the change the default settings, reset everything to default, and then I was able to just run the game in its normal version, and I can play it at full screen. So Fallout Tactics is awesome. Like, I'm really excited to keep playing that, but I might go back and start playing more. I might go back and play. I think I might go back to Fallout 2. I think I might try and get further into 2. I might just start a new character and spec into energy weapons just to see where that goes. Because I need to do just a straight up. I don't care to do energy weapons in 4, because I feel like in Fallout 4. Am I wrong in saying that all the guns pretty much feel the same? Like, if you pick up one rifle, you've pretty much experienced all the different rifle types.
Yeah, I'd say there's no, like, in New Vegas, you can tell if you're shooting like a repeater compared to a Gauss rifle, but in 4 it's like, it feels the exact same, even with like the miniguns.
Yeah, it's like shooting a laser pistol or like a laser rifle versus shooting a plasma rifle versus shooting like a combat rifle is just like, you have like tracer, laser, green. It's just different colors of the same thing, it seems like. That's just one of the numerous issues that's with Fallout 4. Again, it's a fine game. It's not terrible, but it's not the best. But any of the other games, like any of the games that came before that, really want to do. I just want to do energy weapons in one of them. Plus, I feel like if there's any game to pick energy weapons in, it's definitely Fallout 2, because Frank Horrigan is like essentially just a giant brick wall. You know, there's like no peaceful resolution. There's no like pacifist way you can do it. There's no sneak route. Like you just have to fight. Excuse me. You have to fight him at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So maybe I think I will go back. I think I will restart that one, and I'll do. I think I will just do an energy weapons run and see how far I can get before I give up because I can't find an energy weapon. Is there anything else? Is there anything else to talk about with any of the other games? Is there anything you want to talk about with any of the other games before we?
Fallout Shelter Online.
Yeah, okay, you know what? I think we can just say that Fallout Shelter Online, just by virtue of it being a fucking like Chinese Fallout game that's only available in China, and it's Fallout Shelter. That's the most based Fallout game.
I agree. I think that's our final decision.
Yeah, I think Fallout. I mean, just in the first place, number one, mobile game, right? Yeah, mobile game. Okay, clearly that's a step above the rest. All right, you know they're going their own way with that one. Plus, it's a Chinese game. You know that it's an exotic game. You can't play it in North America without a VPN. So, yeah, I think that's the most based Fallout game. It might not be the best, but it's definitely like if somebody asks you, oh yeah, oh you're not a Fallout tourist, prove it. I play Fallout Shelter Online, the fucking Chinese bootleg Fallout game.
I'm looking at screenshots of it right now. It looks like the sloppiest, brain rotted game I've ever seen. It's just like
I gotta look this up. Let me look it up.
It looks just like Fallout Shelter, just full of like companions from the games, and it's like trading cards. And the trading cards all have animations. That's where that Cabot one came from. He's like levitating at you. He's like shooting lasers out his eyes. That's not what I remember happening. It's seriously no way I can play this. I need to play it. I know it takes place on the Fallout 4 map.
Oh, this is awesome. This is I'm looking at this. It's like it's got fucking there's just Chinese. It's just everything is in Chinese. This fucking
Maybe this
rocks.
is next week's stream. We just play through this.
Yeah. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta all right, I'm gonna pull up my my screen here. I need people to see this. Hold on. Where is it?
If there's any life in the chat, it's now your time to tell us your based game, because currently we're thinking this is it.
Fallout Shelter Online, dude. Look at this fucking. Okay, hold on. I gotta. Come on, add to stage. Look at this Deathclaw, dude. Dude, this is by far. This is official content, dude. This right here. This ain't no mod, man. This is straight up official. A Deathclaw in Institute power armor. This fucking rocks.
Right, I can play it through using an emulator. I think that's next week's stream sorted.
Yeah,
just...
are we able to play together with an emulator?
I'd assume so. I don't see why not. There's no building limits. Wow, that's awesome. No building limits. That's so cool.
Is this like? Is that supposed to be Sarah Lyons in TC?
Yeah,
that's fucking badass, dude.
The art looks really cool.
Oh my god. I can't even tell if this is like fan art or something, dude. Yeah, okay. Fallout Shelter. What is this?
Dude, why is the Doomslayer there?
This isn't, dude. This is definitely the most base game. Holy shit! This game fucking rocks.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Some of these screenshots.
I know.
It's just. Yeah. Oh, the dude from Skyrim's there.
The Dragonborn.
Yeah, and he's arm wrestling. I swear, I don't know if it's on your page. He's arm wrestling Doomslayer.
Holy shit!
while there's a dragon behind him. What is this?
Is that Hell? Wait, was that Helldivers? I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised.
This game fucking rocks, dude. We have to play this. I really hope we can play together on this emulator because that would fucking rock, dude.
This could be like a video series in its own. Just
it really could be, dude. Oh my god, this is so badass. I can't believe. And this is like this is official. I mean, it's obviously it's not canon, but
I think this is obviously canon. Doomslayer.
Yeah, the Doomslayer wrestling the Dragonborn. What is this? Fallout Shelter Online. Return to Quincy. Dude, oh my god. Bethesda, why are you holding out on us? Give us this.
Please, Todd Howard.
Dude,
please.
Get rid of this Fallout Shelter slop. I want Fallout Shelter
Screw
Online.
Fallout 5. I'll take this instead.
Yeah, give us whatever you were gonna do. This should be the show's tie-in game. You guys are holding out on us, dude. Oh my god.
We have to take clips from this and then just like put it like on like reels or something. This is insane. Oh my. The Elder Scrolls Blades Hero collabed with it. A survivor from the Elder Scrolls will survive on the wasteland. Crossover starts on March 24th. Yeah, there's literally. Oh, this is sick.
All right, that's
sick.
This isn't Fallout. This isn't like Fallout Shelter Online, but whoever made this like T-51 styled like power armor, but for the Dragon Slayer with like the steel armor. Whoever did this, God, is there? There's not a credit for the artist. I don't see a signature that I can read because it's like really low res. But whoever made this, that fucking rocks, dude. That is so badass. Holy shit. Yeah, man, we got to play this. All right, well, that settles it. Yeah, by far and away, this is the most
based game. Yeah,
this is the most based Fallout game. No doubt about it. All right.
Eddie's in it.
Oh shit! They got Eddie in fucking Shelter Online.
I'm looking at a photo on the official website of Tinker Tom riding Eddie. I'm gonna send you the link to this because this is
holy shit.
That is the best thing I've ever seen. Where are you? There we are. On the official website as well.
Oh my god.
I need to look at the official website. This is. Oh wow! It's like... So I can't download it at all.
Get it on Google Play. Fallout Shelter Online.
It comes up and then it just says you don't have any devices. Thank you. I didn't know.
This app is not available for your device. You motherfucker. Play on PC. Play this game on with your Google Play games. Oh, well, you won't let me, you fuckers.
What's new? The last update was last July, so this game's gonna be good. I hope it hasn't shut down. Tranquility Lane, you can go there. What? Gallery. Let's have a look.
Who was the lady from Fallout 4, the like singer in the red dress? Was it in where's she in?
Darla? Not Darla. Yeah, and she's a simp for that one.
Yeah. Okay, you know who I'm talking about. They fucking gave her like bunny ears and a like a fishnet outfit under her dress.
Game of the year.
Yeah. Dude, they turned her into a bunny girl. Oh my god. And they went crazy with the hips too. Jesus Christ.
I need this game now.
I need it too. Dude, give it to us. Holy shit. Collect all your favorite Fallout heroes. Yeah, that's my favorite Fallout hero.
I'm gonna email Todd Howard later and beg him.
Holy shit. I'm gonna put this up on the screen because people need to see this. People have to see this.
I just can't believe the Doomslayer's here. Like, the Institute Armored.
Look at this,
Deathclaw.
man. This rocks.
There's just no need, though, is there?
Oh
No
my
need.
God.
I'm not opposed to it.
Build the perfect vault.
Yeah, that's the combat zone, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's actually quite cool how it's Fallout 4 locations, and that's the railroad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the church.
And there's nothing left of them, apparently. There's just
yeah. No.
the Deathclaw, and that's it.
Yeah. Just some Deathclaw down there. Come on.
I'm surprised they didn't make a Deathclaw and fishnets for this. That's what I sort of want.
Yeah. You know what? That's true. Is it really the most based? Because there's not a sexy Deathclaw. Or well, I guess it does the Deathclaw and Institute Power Armor count as a
Maybe it's wearing fishnets under it. We don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well, you know what? The sexy Deathclaws in the rest of the games are modded in. I don't know that we can count mods for the most base Fallout game, but honestly, just like this alone right here, easily most based Fallout game.
Easy,
This art right here. This is official Fallout art.
I might delete every single Fallout I own and just play this. This is...
If you could only pick one Fallout game to play for the rest of your life, what would you pick?
Fallout
Shelter Online. Holy shit, man! All right. I don't know that we can top that. We might just have to end it here so that we can. We should end on a high point. Tell them what you do, man. Tell them what you do.
So on Instagram, I'm Mysterious Stranger Fallout. There is someone else with the exact same name as me, so I'm the one with the grey profile picture. But someone's trying to steal my flow. Not happy. On TikTok, it's the same. Twitch is Mysterious Stranger 51. Facebook is Miss Strange. What else do I have? I think I said YouTube, but YouTube, I should be a collaborator on this. If not, just the Mysterious Stranger Fallout, all caps.
I have to send you the collaborator link for the last one. Shit, I always forget to do that. Yeah, I'll send you the one for this one tonight.
Yeah, perfect.
You're obviously, if you're watching this, you're already on my channel, so you should hit the subscribe button, okay? Because I see there are 40 of you, okay?
The most you've ever had.
If by 9 o'clock tonight, if in an hour I don't look at my YouTube analytics and it's like, you have 3 new subscribers, if that doesn't happen, I'm gonna be pissed. 41, you who just tuned in, subscribe
and download Fallout Shelter Online quickly.
I'm gonna refresh my YouTube page and it better say 44 subscribers. You fuckers. Subscribe. There's one person like this. Whoever liked this one person, everybody else who tuned in was like, this is shit, I'm not liking this. Whoever liked that, you're the fucking goat. You are goat-id. You are the goddamn goat.
42 now, come on, 42. There's 42.
So you fuckers better like and subscribe, all right? I'm pulling out all the classic YouTuber shticks. You gotta like, subscribe.
Stay tuned for next week as well.
Yeah. Stay tuned for next week, and you better share this too. You better share this. You send it to your fucking grandma, all right? You know, grandma, she, her mind's lost anyways. Just put this on in the background at grandma's house. Let it play on repeat, okay? You gotta help us bump these numbers up. So yeah, I do YouTube. We do this, and then on Instagram, I do some cosplay. I do artwork, and I obviously promote this. I've been a little slower with the cosplay stuff. Oh, the custom action figures too, something that I do. But in regards to the cosplay, we're getting ready for Fan Expo Cleveland, and we're going to be there. Me and my girlfriend will be there, and the Fallout show piqued her interest in Fallout. Because she really likes the character Lucy, so she got a vault suit, and I've been helping her build armor for it, to like leather armor and like the armored vault suit stuff. We're kind of going for like a combination of the show's style of vault suit, kind of mixed with the old school like Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas style vault suit. So I don't know. I think it's going to look really cool by the time it's done. I'm super excited to finish this build with her, but I would expect at least some pictures with that stuff. If you're interested in that, you can find me on Instagram. That's _Mojave_mailman. I don't know if you have to add in all the underscores. I think you can probably just look up the Mojave Mailman, but Instagram's a little stupid with it, so just keep that in mind. But with all that being said, and like, comment, subscribe bit, and you know what else? None of you fuckers chatted at all. What the hell? We even asked you to, and you didn't do it. Like, are you all bots? Seriously? Come on. So somebody, if you made it, if you are watching after the stream and you got this far, I want you to comment pumpernickel. Just comment pumpernickel, and I don't know, I'll comment under your thing. I'll tell you you're a good boy or something like that. So do that. Share this with your grandma. Share it with Unc. Send this to like your estranged aunt or whatever. Get the word out there, the good word that we're still doing this. The show's over, but we're not done. We're not done. If you missed the show, if you're like, oh my God, the Fallout show is over, what am I going to do with myself? Oh, you watch this every week, okay? So subscribe.
We are your new Fallout show.
Yeah, this is your new Fallout show. All right. It doesn't have a name, so you're not going to be able to look it up on YouTube like, oh, I got to remember the name of the show. It doesn't have a name yet. There is no name. So
we're trying to find a name.
Yeah.
If you make this far, comment a name for us, please.
Yeah, suggest a name. The Fallout Shelter Online show.
Oh, that is our name. That is our name now.
Fallout Shelter Online show. And don't forget, if somebody asks you what the best Fallout game is, okay, definitively it is Fallout Shelter Online. I haven't even played it yet. We have not played it yet. But in the fucking 16 screenshots we saw, that is the best goddamn Fallout game. All right, no, we seriously got to go though. We'll catch you guys next week.
Thank you.
Subscribe.
Please chat next time.
Yeah, chat, you fuckers. Chat. How is it that we had the show, and in all 8 episodes of the show, we got like max 10 viewers at once, and now there's like 40 people in here? Come on. You guys are getting silly with it. All right.
If you don't chat, you're a tourist.
That's true. Yeah. You have to engage. You guys have to actually engage. All right. We'll catch you guys next week. We do got to go. All right. Adios, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.